Good evening, South Tama Trojan fans. Welcome to another night of basketball. We are on the road this evening, South Tama, for a non-conference matchup over in the NICL, taking on Union Community. We are at Porte City, Iowa, here at Union High School, and we're about 5 minutes away from tip-off of this girls varsity non-conference matchup. I'm Darvin Graham, joined by my wonderful partner, Hunter White. Hunter, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good if I actually turn on the microphone. It's great. I've never been to Union before. Actually, the last time I have been to LaPorte City was in middle school for 8th grade football. So I've never actually been to the high school itself. Nice facility, rockin' band that we have here.
They've got a great pet band here. I'd have to tell you, they played some before all the band members got onto the bleachers, and we'll kind of pan over there. Before the whole band got up there, the drummer and the guitar player kind of just like played like bluesy jazz, like they were just jamming for like 5-10 minutes, and it was just after the end of the JV game. It was so peaceful. It was the coolest vibe. So congrats to the Union Pep Band for just like setting a tone, setting the layer. So we are just about ready to go here, and we will just jump into your starters here with 4 minutes to go before tip-off. First for the Knights. Starters for Union Community. Number 10, Lily Lorenzen. She's a 5'5" junior guard. Then number 14, Reagan Sorensen, a senior, 5'4" forward. Another Reagan, number 22, Reagan Glenn, a 5'7" sophomore forward. And then in the front court, number 24, 5'7" senior forward, Ava Mills. And at the center position, number 52, 5'10" senior, Bridget Rohr.
Yeah, kind of looking at these stats here, Darvin. The points leader for Union Community is Ava Miller. She's got 12 points per game. Rebounds is going to be Regan Glenn. She has 5.9 a game. An assist is going to be Regan Sorensen. So she is going to be very good in the paint tonight.
Kind of looking at the Knights coming into this one, they're 3-14 overall. The Knights they've kind of had a down stretch of years here. They haven't had better than a 5-win season since the 2016-2017 season. This year, though, they hold wins against Independence, East Marshall, and Central City. So a couple of common opponents that South Tama has played already. Of course, South Tama coming in 0-15. Looking for their first win, and looking at the WAMAC conference schedule with some of the teams they have yet to play, this on paper might be the best opportunity they have left on their schedule. The last time South Tama and Union faced each other was the last time South Tama was in the NICL, so it's been about 10 years. 2013 was the last time either the girls or boys played each other in basketball. And of course, we've been, I think, with baseball, softball, and football, South Tama and Union collide fairly often. We just don't really get together on the basketball court that often, but it's nice to kind of bring this, cross-county, sort of top of Tama County, bottom of Blackhawk County, but just a nearby school that's kind of similar in size, and it's great to just get these non-conference things together. Kind of looking at some of the key players for the Knights. Their leading scorer, Reagan Sorensen, like you said, 12 points per game. She's leading the state in three-point attempts, so we're going to expect a lot of three-point shooting from this Union Knights girls team. She's shooting the highest volume out of any player, 1A through 5A. However, her shooting percentage only 24%. So it's a lot of volume going up, not as many going in, but still a very prolific three-point shooter in senior Reagan Sorensen. She's also the team leader in assists and steals. And then looking at Mills behind her, Reagan Glenn is a team leader in rebounds. And Bridget Rohr has missed some games this year. She's really their primary big defender down low, standing close to 6 foot, and is their primary post player and shot blocker. So last time the Knights were out, they lost 46-21 to Grundy Center. Nobody on that one, nobody for Union was in double figures. All right, now for your STC Trojans. Starters for South Tama. It's going to be number 2, freshman point guard, Olivia Holla. Number 20, senior guard, Takaya Rosenberger. Number 5, senior co-captain, swing player, Kayla Heck. And then we see the return of Jeanette Cervantes, number 4. She is a co-captain along with Kayla Heck. is returning tonight after an absence due to injury, and we're glad to see her back on the court and excited to see how she's going to contribute to South Tama's lineup here tonight. And then number 3, rounding out underneath the junior, Aubrey Dolezal. Coming into tonight, Kayla Heck leading South Tama with around 8-9 points per game. She's also the steals leader for South Tama. Olivia Hollow, that freshman point guard, she can get active on the offense. She's averaging just under 4 points per game. But as South Tama looks to the end of their season and towards the future, she really is going to be part of the future for South Tama. And then behind her, it's really just kind of who's on, who's not. Anybody can kind of put a few baskets in, and South Tama having been down several games where they're really not scoring many points, the point averages don't come into play very often. But I think it'll be an exciting game here tonight against Union Community.
Yeah, definitely doable, like you say, Darvin. It's going to be the closest one that we have for the rest of the season that we can actually, get a win.
Yeah.
And it's very possible. We have similar-sized girls. To me, looking at this scouting report, it's going to come down to Sorensen and Mills. If you can stop those
they're the two. Yep.
They're going to be the ones who are going to be handling the ball most. And actually looking at this, Sorensen and Mills both have 204 points on the season.
Wow.
So you can really tell how they're very dominant in their three-point shooting and playing in the paint.
It goes to one, it goes to the other, and then that's kind of where the scoring starts and ends. So yeah, if South Tama can put a body on one of those or really disrupt some of that rhythm, that could mean some things for STC. Having Jeanette Cervantes is going to help.
That's big.
Another tough defender underneath. She's an upperclassman. She's got good experience on the volleyball court, and we know she's just a tough defender. Love to have her 3 inches taller and that kind of tenacity that she's got, but I think she's going to be a difference maker for South Tama tonight. She's kind of dealing with a knee injury. You can see she's coming out with a brace here on the left knee, but she's been working her way back from injury, so we're excited to have her part of things. There's Kayla Heck, of course. She can get her shots going.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting tonight with the new fire lit under this team. You got an extra defender, so you can play a better zone and play tighter. That's the big important thing.
I'd like to say thank you to our broadcast sponsors for this winter season: Berkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, Hardens, SNS Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Appraisal and Realty Services, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark West and Moyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film. All of our Trojan Country broadcasts also made possible by the Charlie Townsley Memorial.
Kind of like looking at these other good points of the game is they got to ready their feet. I know that was an issue, but we'll talk about it more after.
All right, here's our national anthem. We'll be back after a moment.
By Lauralee Heinbaugh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, with the national anthem done, let's go ahead and talk about the keys to the game. like I mentioned before the national anthem, the big thing that South Tama needs to do is they need to ready their feet. Defensively, transition has been there. The biggest thing that they need to work on is setting their feet, getting their shots, looking at the fundamentals. There was really good looks inside the paint. If they can get those by, learning the basics or staying with the basics, they can do that. Like we mentioned a little bit in the pregame, prevent Sorensen and Mills from working inside the paint. Like you mentioned, Darvin, got to interrupt the chemistry that they both have. They're assist leaders. They are points leaders. Interrupt them. You can get it done. Also, keep playing with fire. Friday looked good. Hopefully expecting that again tonight.
All right, South Tama will start first with it. And it's going to be Olivia Holla. Over to Heck. Here's Cervantes in the baseline. Ball stripped away. Fast break there by Sorensen. Oh, that was Lorenzen, excuse me. And she gets fouled on the shot.
Yeah, good look. Able to play with a little fire. Just unfortunate turnover. Here's Mills. She goes in, passes back out. 3-ball just in front of the iron, and that's going to be picked up by Kayla Heck. Hall is going to go ahead, pass it out over to Kaya Rosenberger. Heck now working the right-hand side. Back to Holla. Left-hand side now is Rosenberger. In deep for Dozal. She tries to pass it out, but it's stripped away.
Tumble near half court there.
Yeah, that was kind of a bad fall there for Rosenberger. But it is going to stay South Tama's possession.
A steal again at half court. Rosenberger tips it out of bounds. And it'll be Union ball.
Yeah, it's going to be really have to still focus on those basics of ball handling. You can't forget it. So go ahead, pass in.
Rohr down low. Right past her defender, Bridget Rohr with 2.
And they're already playing this full court pressure as Holla goes in, dishes to Dozal, and the pass just blocked back out. And Heck will drive into the paint, passes out to Rosenberger for a deep 2. And nothing on that trip for South Tama.
Ava Mills brings it up.
Takaya is going to be guarding Mills pretty close. She wants a couple of those steals back. Rohr is going to go ahead and give it out.
They know they've got a height mismatch there underneath. They went right back to Rohr, and she kind of lost at that time, but I think they're going to be looking down there multiple times this first half, and a scramble on the court, jump ball.
Yeah, that was a good effort there by Heck. Diving for the ball, trying to get those jump ball opportunities. The biggest thing that Union has coming into this game is first quarter runs, and that's usually what helps them get to the lead. As this ball, deep 2's short, and Rosenberger's going to come down with it.
Now Holla taking the handoff, passes off to Rosenberger on the left. Kayla Heck beyond the three-point line. Nice pass by Cervantes and a foul, sending Kaya Rosenberger to the line. And 52, that'll be Bridget Rohr on the first team foul for the Knights.
Again, I still really appreciate the effort that our girls have been putting in, keeping this a low-scoring affair with almost 2 minutes done in the first quarter.
Rosenberger, no good on the first one. One more shot coming.
Deep breaths.
Off the front of the rim, and Union comes down with it. Mills to bring it up again. Rohr this time finds Lorenzen free at the baseline, and Lorenzen puts it in for 2.
Yeah, just got to still protect the ball, still guard that paint. That's the big thing today. As Heck's going to go on, that's a late call, and that was a push. Okay.
Contact with Rohr down low, and Heck is going to go to the free throw line for 2.
Okay, good. I'm glad they got the shooting call.
South Tama will get to the line 2 straight times down the court here, but got to make those free throws. And Heck misses on the first.
Yeah, it's really difficult South Tama shooting 39% on the season. You just got to wish you got more of those in. Be playing a lot closer games if you did.
And Heck is one of two, getting South Tama on the board.
Mills will be guarded by Holla. She'll drive it in over to Glenn. Pass back out to Mills. And the ball is stripped away by Olivia Holla. And she's going to get fouled.
Non-shooting foul here, but the third team foul for the Knights with 5 and 25 seconds to go. So a good sign here if South Tama can get themselves to the free throw line late in the quarter maybe. Rosenberger gets the inlet pass, and here comes South Tama now in the half court.
Rosenberger's going to no-look pass into Holla as she drives into the paint, picks up her dribble. Over to Holla, left-hand side. Right-hand side goes Rosenberger. She'll pass into Cervantes, and that's stolen away.
And Bridget Rohr stripping it away from the hands of Jeanette Cervantes. And that's just the size and strength down low that Union has with Rohr to just kind of command that post position. You go right back to her in a double team.
Mills going to take a jumper and is fouled. So that'll bring Ava Mills to the line. First one for Mills. It is good.
And we have a substitute coming in for Union. It'll be number 12, Abby Essling, checking in for Rohr. Also in is Bryn Albertson. And Mills good on both free throws.
Yeah, you got to keep on the pressure as this one's stolen away by Glenn. She'll work in the left-hand side. Passes over to Lorenz, and she's going to be fouled as she drives in.
My goodness.
I know.
A foul every time down the court, either way here.
Yeah, I mean, but that's aggressive ball, and they're going to play aggressive ball. You know, these teams are very similar size, similar in build for the most part, and, you know, you can work it. You can play tough. 3 ball now for
Mills. Open 3, no good. Cervantes the rebound. Be interesting to see when, if they go to that 3-point shooting.
Yeah, Rosenberg
this year or this quarter.
Yeah,
that was the first attempt.
Yeah.
Good job by Cervantes.
Hey, all right.
Hangs through the contact, collects herself, and gets one to go. South Tama with 3.
Yeah, Cervantes coming in with only 12 points on the season. That's difficult, but, you know, if you can get some kind of pressure going, some scoring early, you can definitely compound that going in, and it's going to be a timeout for South Tama.
And a bucket there by Union. Did you catch the number on that one?
Let's see. So I got Lorenz for 2. And the scoring is blocked.
I've got Rohr for 2, Mills for 2, Lorenzen for 2.
Oh.
That's all right.
Yeah. It'll be okay. Well, we'll catch it here in a little bit. But.
Coming back on the court out of the timeout, South Tama brings in Jasleen Lassley, the freshman guard, off the bench. And she'll be on with Heck, Rosenberger, Dolezal, and Cervantes, who inbounds to Takaya Rosenberger. Lassley up the sideline, gets tangled up, and she'll be called for traveling there.
Oh, that's just unfortunate there. You got to stick with your feet, only move when you're pivot foot. You can't be scared when you're picking up that ball. You got to drive through the contact. Hopefully draw some kind of blocking foul. Albertson's going to be a little too strong on the pass. Lassley's going to guard her up there. Mills is going to work it back left-hand side. She'll drive in with the screen. Takes it over right-hand side of Lorenz. Mills, 3 ball is blocked.
Rosenberger got a hand on it that time, and Cervantes picks up the loose ball, so South Tama able to force the possession change. Good passes here, and Rosenberger throws it into the middle of the Union defense. It turns it over, but Another bobble from the Knights. We'll turn it back over to South Tama, so we keep it on the STC end of the court. Heck inbounds from her own baseline. Cervantes trying to find Rosenberger, but Rosenberger just a little too far out ahead. Some pressure here from South Tama. Mills forced to pick up the dribble. And now they get it over half court.
So she'll start working from the top of key, left over to Glenn. She'll pass it back to Mills. She'll take another three. Short. But a nice second effort there by Sorensen, and the second effort gives Union 2. And those are just the coachable things that you have to work out. Heck for three now. Just off the glass.
Roar goes up, back in off the bench. And she cleans up the rebound, and she'll be fouled on the exchange. So South Tama picking up their 4th personal, and that will go against Takaya Rosenberger, her first.
So Mills will take it back on over. And she'll take it right-hand side. Back to Lorenzen. Dishes out to Roar, and she gets it for 2.
And Roar working out against Sienna Defoe there. Probably working with maybe a 3-inch mismatch height-wise, and able to get the layup. Union traps Rosenberger on the other end, and she will turn the ball over. Foul Ava Mills on the other end, creating an and one. Mills making the bucket. And she'll go to the line for the three-point play. Rosenberger picking up her 2nd personal. 5 team fouls now for the Trojans, so Union Community will shoot free throws the rest of the quarter.
And that's difficult. You know, you're playing aggressive, but you got to play clean. Looks like Rosenberger is going to take the bench, and in now is Madison Hitchcock. And she'll go ahead and take it across the timeline, right-hand side of Lastly. Dishes out to Defoe. Kick back out. 3 now for Lastly. A little too misguided there on the shot. And Roar is going to pick up that ball.
Roar likely, I don't have a tally here. She's got to be close to 5-6 rebounds already.
Yeah.
3-pointer for Mills. Off the mark. Ball goes outside to Reagan Glenn. Back to Mills, guarded by Lastly. Drives to the right side. Roar up for a shot. She draws a foul. And Bridget Roar will go to the line for 2.
It's really difficult when you're guarding in the paint there. You know, you got to take a little bit more space, or you got to work around that body. You can't just, you know, go up and just try and shove them out. You have to work around the space that they're giving you.
Foul is on Sienna Defoe, her 1st personal. Into the game, Albertson coming in for number 12, Abby Essling. Essling to the bench. Minute and a half to go left in the first quarter. Roar misses on the free throws. And Hitchcock will bring it up the court for South Tama.
So Lastly will take it, dishes out to Heck, and she'll go ahead and take a jumper. It's no good on the effort.
And South Tama is still struggling to get the ball inside and have a quality shot attempt. 3-pointer for Glenn, no good.
Defoe's able to come up with that one. So Hitchcock will take it across the timeline. Another 3-ball for Lastly. Too strong on the attempt, but Heck gets the 2nd attempt. No good. And Union will come up with this one.
Under a minute for Ava Mills and the Knights. Glenn has the pass stripped away by Kayla Heck. That'll be a steal for Heck. And now South Tama will get the turnover. See if they can get some points off of this.
Hopefully they can keep this momentum going, maybe some points. Heck for 3. Just a little on the front end of the iron, and less than 30 seconds now in this first quarter. It's going to be worked right-hand side to Mills. In for Glenn. She's going to be guarded by Heck. The ball is misguided. Hitchcock is going to try and get a hand in there. Dives to it, but Albertson will come pick it back up. Top of the key. 3 seconds now. In and out. Second opportunity is no good for Bryn Albertson.
All right, we go to the second quarter. We'll step away and hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be back after this. Thanks for being with us here on Trojan Country.
Sometimes I want to know if everything is real. It could all be in my head. It's the thing that makes you feel. It's harder when you breathe. Nowhere inside your lungs. My tears were in a piece. Back to where I Now I think I need someone to get me through the night. Because my inner peace is interrupted by the light.
All right, welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Union Community has built a nice lead here. 15-3 they lead. And it's sort of come in different ways. A lot of fouls have come on both sides, both teams getting into a bonus situation. But Bridget Rohrer has really been the dominant component of this Union roster, as there's South Tama missing on their first shot of the second quarter and Union coming up with the rebounding. The Knights really dominating on the boards.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Rohrer's just been working really nice in the paint, and if not, Mills has got a good left-handed, right-handed floater.
And Mills goes to the line again. The Knights without Reagan Sorensen here. We thought we had her in the starting lineup, but I don't see number 14 out there. So they're kind of working with a shorthanded lineup at the moment.
So Keegan will go to the bench, and now is going to be Regan Glenn.
There's a three-pointer for Ava Mills.
Wow.
And she's kind of stepping into that number one offensive option right now for Union as they lead now 18-3. South Tama just really hasn't. It's kind of what we've seen the last few games here with them, just not able to get a quality shot up. There's a miss by Dolezal, the rebound by Heck, and the putback is no good. It goes out of bounds. Union ball now. Azalee Morgan will check in for South Tama. Coming in for Aubrey Dolezal. Morgan, a sophomore forward.
Yeah, just got to play clean. And it's all just like a practice thing, getting in the gym, working it out, getting the feet planted.
Three-pointer, way off the mark. Rebound by Glenn Albertson. Step back. Jumper from the right side is no good. Good rebound there by Sienna Defoe, who kind of stood her ground against Rohrer and draws a foul. So the ball will be South Tama's, and Rohrer will pick up her second personal.
So Hitchcock will bring it across the timeline, right-hand side, back to Hitchcock, and she's going to get blocked by just the arm length that Rohrer has is just phenomenal.
By the time South Tama's catching it in the middle of the lane, there's a defender right in their chest. Good pass inside to Rohrer. Mills kind of lasering that one in there, and Rohrer just a little too far underneath the hoop. The shot is no good, and South Tama collects the rebound. Here comes Madison Hitchcock bringing it up the court for STC.
Yeah, that's going to be a pass in from Heck. She's going to be triple guarded. 3-ball now for Defoe. Too strong. And Heck's going to fight for that one back for second chance points. Went off the legs of Albertson.
Stays with South Tama. They inbound from the baseline. Rohrer will go to the bench with 2 fouls. Coming on is Abby Essling, the freshman forward.
Defoe goes over to Hitchcock. That's going to be swatted by Mills. She's going to try and get the steal. Pick up now by Defoe. You can dribble with that. Morgan is going to go ahead, pass into Defoe, where there's no guarded, and just too strong on the layup. Good second effort by Defoe from the elbow. Got it!
Madison Hitchcock with the bank in. Her first points tonight, and here comes South Tama.
You got to be feeling good about that. one. Now, if you can really block up, get a defense, get no points on this possession, that can be huge. And she traveled.
Albertson called for traveling. Turnover to the Trojans. Got to put these possessions one next to the other, though. South Tama's got to look for a quality exchange here.
Yeah, you just got to keep on working away. That's 13-point deficit. If you can get under 10-point deficit, that's huge. 3-ball now. It's too strong. And Lorenzen's going to come down with the rebound.
Like to see just maybe a couple more passes, a little more ball movement to try and find a better looking shot.
Of course, as Lorenzen's going to be out in the right-hand side and called for a double dribble.
South Tama getting lucky here with a couple of fouls. And, you know, credit to the South Tama defense in some part to that, just kind of putting the pressure to push Union into those.
Yeah, like you really want to see a lot more work inside the paint. Morgan's going to go ahead and get that ball tipped out, but it will stay with South Tama.
In comes Takaya Rosenberger. She checks in for Madison Hitchcock. And Aubrey Dolezal will check in as well.
Morgan to Rosenberger. She'll work the right-hand side and gets Defoe in. Up and good.
Sienna Defoe with a little two-footer there. She's got two on the night. Go ahead.
I was just going to do some play-by-play. What's your thoughts?
Oh, just a little bit of a scoring drought here for Union Community as they've had a couple turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of working it down now to an 11-point deficit as Lorenzen is going to try and put those up. But the second attempt there by Mills.
Ava Mills.
But, yeah, I mean, just start slowly working away this deficit, get some points, as Morgan will be fouled by Albertson.
Kayla Heck to inbound. Dolezal will check in for Defoe.
I like this motion going out here as Mills is going to try for that attempt. Rosenberger. 3-ball now for Heck.
Open look for Kayla. It goes off the back of the rim, out of bounds. Stays with South Tama. Another substitute coming in. Cervantes comes in for Lastly.
Yeah, I got a hats off to Union. They're playing really tough, close defense, and they're playing clean defense. That's the big important thing.
Kayla Heck dribbles past Mills. Little bank shot from the free throw line. It's good.
How about that? Heck, again, now with 3 points in this game, able to start knocking away at this deficit. 11 points would be nice for a stop here. Mills is going to work left-hand side. Back out to Lorenzen. She'll take a 3. No good, but the second effort by Glenn is going to get Union the ball back. 3-ball now, top of key for Mills.
That's good. Ava Mills, 2 3-pointers. She's already at her season average, and a timeout called. Coach Dina Kiana is going to talk things over with the Trojans. And South Tama going pretty deep into their bench here today, as we've seen kind of a 9, I'd say we're going 9 deep.
Yeah, we got a pretty good chunk. I didn't write down all the players' names. But
and like to see Olivia Holla back on the court here, if we can manage that. She's she's undersized every night she's coming on the court most of the time, but really one of our better ball handlers, and we'll see if she gets back in before the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, and I just don't know too if it has to do with like the people who are taking the ball across the timeline and the different schemes that Coach Kiana has been drawing up. I wonder if that miscommunication has been an issue tonight, because normally Heck or Rosenberger takes it across the line.
Yeah.
Recently, we've seen Holla take it across the line, but you know those players are now getting put in like 2 or a 4 position, setting up that offense. But there's not that much motion going through the paint, so I don't know if we're just trying to play small ball and get three-point shots, or what the scheme might be. So now Takaya Rosenberger is going to go ahead and take it across the timeline, right-hand side over to Heck. Cervantes is going to try and put that one back from the right-hand side, and that is going to be last touched by a Union Knight.
South Tama maintains possession. 3 minutes to go. Kayla Heck to inbound.
Rosenberger's going to work left-hand side, pass into Morgan. She's double guarded. Passes back out to Heck. She'll drive into the lane, and she's going to be fouled by Albertson.
That'll be Bryn Albertson's, I think it's her third. The sophomore forward, she'll check out with 3 fouls. So on the court for the Knights, Rohr, Lorenzen, Mills, Glenn, and Essling.
And that was just a nice tip there by Rohr, able to use that body to take the space and the reach. And that caused another turnover. Lorenzen will work it right-hand side. Mills from the elbow, from the right side is no good.
Cervantes the rebound. Here comes South Tama now. Rosenberger with the ball at the top of the key. To Kayla Heck, dribbling around the defense. Morgan, long 2 here, and it's good. Azalee Morgan.
Still got to feel good. You know, you're working away against that 12-point deficit. If you can stop them here now and maybe gets a couple points on the last couple possessions, you can get it done. Lorenzen's going to be guarded by Rosenberger. Over left-hand side, Cervantes tried to get a hand in there. No good. Mills for 3 now, just off the back of the bar. And Glenn will get the offensive rebound.
Ava Mills firing away from that right corner. She's hit a few tonight. There's a steal by Kayla Heck, getting right in the passing lane, stripping it out. And South Tama comes up with a turnover with 1:43.
Yeah, again, you got to work slow offense here. Get the look that you want. Morgan's going to take a deep
Same
three.
spot as last time. This one goes hard off the back of the rim. Union ball. Ava Mills up the right side. Brings it up to the top, kind of waiting for the clock to run a little bit.
Oh, nice
Another
move.
steal by Kayla Heck. It'll end up in a jump ball.
Great effort by Kayla Heck, able to get the hands in there. Sort of kind of favoring that hip there, I see, for Lorenzen as she was getting up. But, you know, if you're South Tama, you got to go for the ball. If the player's down, you don't want to get called for traveling. So you got to rush that ball.
Rohr to the bench. Coming on is sophomore Olivia Keegan.
And Cervantes is going to get the reaching foul. Thankfully, we are not in the bonus yet.
And see, I don't know why we've got Cervantes out on the perimeter with Morgan down low. Cervantes is the bigger, stronger, older body.
I completely agree. Mills is going to go ahead, penetrate left-hand side, blocked by Dozal, but she'll get the non-shooting foul.
And Ava Mills is doing what South Tama hasn't been able to do here. I mean, we're seeing Kayla Heck kind of charging into the lane, getting to the basket, but that's where it's got to come off the motion, not catching it in the paint and trying to, they don't have the height and the length to elevate above their defenders. They've got to be running into the lane. And there's Mills with that, another 3 for her, or was that a long 2?
That was a 3.
Okay. So, yeah, that's the now 3rd three-pointer for Mills.
And she's going to steal it.
Yeah, follows up with the steal. And stays with the Knights.
Yeah, that was going to be the biggest thing that South Tama had to work on tonight, like you mentioned, is just guard against Mills, and they have not been able to do that tonight. So Mills will work the right corner. Lorenzen passes back to Mills. She'll penetrate into the lane, goes up in, and just off the iron, and Cervantes, who working underneath, able to get that one down.
Grabs the rebound here. 25 seconds on the clock. South Tama can hold for the last possession if they want.
Cervantes is going to get called for the foul. And that will bring her to the line.
Foul is on Reagan Glenn. No, non-shooting foul here, but
yeah,
Glenn's second personal.
There you go. Okay. I guess she wasn't in the act of shooting, which...
And here, okay, now that was Albertson.
Yeah. And South Tama able to come up with that one. So And it's also really difficult. You'll have on nights and off nights. I know Heck usually gets those right-hand jumpers pretty good from that close mid-range.
Inbound to Cervantes. She goes up for a shot, has it blocked by Essling, and it goes out of bounds, staying with South Tama. 7.5 seconds left.
And already South Tama looked like they were going to give up on that possession.
Right, yeah, they're ready to head back the other way.
3 ball for Heck. And she's going to be fouled.
Draws the foul, so Kayla Heck will go to the line. Hey, that's what you want. I mean, if nothing else, let's get a free throw opportunity here.
Yeah, absolutely. At least some points. Work away against this, goodness, 15-point deficit.
Yeah. Foul is on Ava Mills. That's her second.
Yeah, if I could talk to the girls, I would just be like, calm down, play your game. Don't look at the score. The score doesn't matter. What matters is trying to get a good possession.
Heck with 3 shots coming here, as it was a 3-pointer when she was fouled.
At least get 1 point off of this foul.
And Heck misses on all 3. And it's a foul. She's going to foul Ava Mills, and that'll be the 5th on South Tama. That should be a shooting foul.
Yeah, they should be going to the line, but that's okay.
Unless the count, maybe the board's wrong.
There we go.
Last second heave by Jeanette Cervantes, no good. And we go to the halftime locker room after a chaotic end to the second quarter here, but is Union Community leading 26-11 at halftime. We're going to step away, and we'll be back after a bit. Thanks for being with us on Trojan Country. Welcome back live from Union Community High School. Darvin Graham and Hunter White with you here on our halftime report of the girls varsity game. So far, Union Community has been in control. They're leading 26-11. South Tama struggling to get any shots up, and really nobody. We've got five players that have scored so far for South Tama, but no one player has really been able to get more than a bucket in. So we've got Jeanette Cervantes with 2, Kayla Heck with 3, Azalee Morgan with 2, Sienna Defoe with 2, and Madison Hitchcock with 2.
Kind of looking at other stats here, I got 2 steals for Kayla Heck, so she's definitely playing a little bit more aggressively than what she normally has in this first half. Cervantes, her presence is definitely welcome back, as she has 3 rebounds and currently leads the team on those. 2 offensive rebounds for Heck. And from the free throw line, the team is currently 1-7.
And on the Union end, really the big difference is Union's got one player that's been able to get their shots to go down. They've got Ava Mills. She's their second leading scorer coming into tonight. The Knights without their leader, Reagan Sorensen. She doesn't even appear to be with the team tonight, so they are leaning on the senior leadership of Ava Mills, and she's got 16 unofficially throughout this first half. I really haven't seen her come out of this game, maybe once or twice for just a moment, but she's really led the way for Union. She's done it at the free throw line, from beyond the three-point arc, in the lane, really kind of shooting on all cylinders tonight so far for the senior Ava Mills. I don't have anybody else with more than two 3 points on the Union roster.
Looking at, again, Mills has been just electric tonight. She has 2 steals, 3 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive. She's shooting 3 for 5 from the line, and she is the only one who has made points from the charity stripe tonight. And Lily Lorenzen, has been a supporting cast for Mills as well. She has 4 steals already in this first half, and it's been very telling that Union has been able to make the shots that they want to. They're hitting a groove, and they're getting runs off of it. As South Tama was only able to score about 8 points in that second quarter, it's been difficult because you're dealing with a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
You're dealing with some kind of different scheme change that we're seeing now that Cervantes is back, and you're putting shooters in spots that you're not necessarily comfortable with, and their shots are not going down.
And got to be a little bit of a transition, some rust for Jeanette Cervantes as she's kind of working her way back after a several game absence. But I like how she looks. She looks energetic.
Absolutely.
Looks like herself down low.
Yeah, and at that last shot from the logo that she put up that almost went in,
yeah,
she was giggling, kind of happy about that. So, she's feeling good, and the girls down there are kind of laughing at each other. So they're not taking this game, as, oh no, we're down 15 points.
Right.
They still know that they got another half to go, and you got to come back and get a big run going here in the third.
All right, we're ready to start quarter number 3.
Again, you have to guard Roar in the paint, and if you can't double team her, maybe do like a man situation there with Mills. I would personally like it better if Heck had that guard.
Yep.
She's got a bigger length. She's a bit quicker.
Yep.
Of course, Rosenberger, she's closer to the ground, and she can pivot a lot faster. But once Mills gets past you, she's going straight to the hoop. And with halftime over, we are going to get ready to start the second half.
It looks like we're going to have first quarter starters on for South Tama: Holla, Rosenberger, Dolzal, Cervantes, and Kayla Heck. For the Knights, also, yes, the starters for the Knights as well. So it's going to be Ava Mills, Lorenzen, Glenn, Rohrer, and Albertson. Albertson stepping in for for Reagan Sorensen this evening.
So Hall's going to go ahead, pass it out right-hand side. Quick three for Heck. Too strong off the back iron, and that's going to come down with Mills. Trying to get that jump ball, and they get it. That's also been another telling story that we saw in the Grinnell game, and of course against Vinton Schellsburg, is a lot of jump ball calls.
Possession goes to the Knights, so we'll go back the other direction. Reminder, we do have boys varsity coming up after this one, so another full basketball game to come here on Trojan Country. Good effort there by Kayla Heck.
I like that. That was good, aggressive play. Work with that size that Heck has against Lorenzen.
Mills with the ball.
Glenn's going to be guarded by Halla. She'll work the left-hand side. Cervantes had a beat on that, but wasn't quite committed to it. And Lorenzen's going to pass into Albertson. Back to Glenn, left-hand side. She'll dribble, double-teamed there. Lorenzen's going to take it. Less than 5 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to need to shoot now. And no good off of that effort, and Heck will come down with the ball.
First time we've heard the shot clock buzzer go off here tonight.
Yeah, it's good. And you got to be good about that. No points here as Heck's going to take a three.
In and out. Just got robbed that time.
That's unfortunate. You just wish you could have that one back. That would have been a big momentum change. So Mills is going to go ahead and lose her dribble. And
turnover for South Tama.
Yeah, again, you know, two more possessions that Union has that has come up with no points. Again, South Tama doesn't have any points either, but this is where you start here as Mills tried to get that one stolen away.
Aubrey Dolezal went to the bench just a moment ago. Sienna Defoe comes in for South Tama. They go to Cervantes down low. Kayla Heck driving in from the left. Off the mark. It goes out of bounds. Stays with South Tama.
I like the adjustments that South Tama is doing. You know, force them to come to the hoop, pass back out to the rim. Then you have a lane that you could maybe get a quick jumper or a layup. Rosenberger is going to take this left-hand side, pass over to Cervantes, and that's going to be last touched by Union. So another turnover, or I guess a block from Union, but stays with South Tama.
Halla faces the double team on the left. Inside now to Cervantes. Spin move and the shot, no good. Reagan Glenn the rebound for Union. Here comes Mills. Quick up the court for the Knights.
Glenn will pass back to Mills. She'll work the left-hand side. Jeanette Cervantes.
Steal by Cervantes. Here she comes from the left. Almost
she did.
Just got that foot out in front too far.
Yeah. And that would have been a beauty on the left-hand side if she could make that one in. Again, you're just not getting your momentum changers.
Not to take away from the steal, though. It was a good effort defensively. Just got to be able to finish on the fast break. Ava Mills, no good on her layup attempt. Ball gets poked out to Olivia Halla. And Halla throws it away, trying to get it down low. Nobody home, and it goes out of bounds.
And just an off night for girls. Just nothing's really coming together. And like you mentioned, it's transition issues now that Cervantes is back. But you just got to keep on playing with what you got. 5:30 in the third. Plenty of work to do.
And the Knights get it back to Ava Mills. She kind of weathers the storm from Rosenberger, goes into the lane, contact, fadeaway, and the bucket. How about that?
Wow, just a good effort there by Ava Mills. She was able to get her own dribble back and then just go right to the hoop. Rosenberger is going to go ahead and work the right-hand side against Mills. No look pass to Halla, who takes a three. And just off the mark, tries to get her own rebound.
And it goes back to the Knights.
Just, you get good looks, you're just not getting anything down. And that's difficult. That's difficult to come back.
28-11, really not much movement in kind of where South Tama's been in this contest. We've seen plenty of turnovers and possession changes, but South Tama's been unable to capitalize on any of those. And the score in the the margin for Union kind of continuing to inch up.
Yeah, 17-point deficit. A big way to look over as this look goes over to Hala in the paint. Driving in now is Sienna Defoe.
That was a good sequence. And the pass, the whole thing kind of started from Jeanette Cervantes, who quickly got it in ahead of the defense. And Hala was able to get it to Defoe for 2.
From the corner now, Mills in and out. Hala gets this one back, and she's got, she had a little bit more speed. That would have been a one-on-one, but a good breakaway thought. Knows to come back with it, and Rosenberger will throw this one away.
In for the Trojans, freshman Jasleen Lastly checks in for Takaya Rosenberger with 4:08 on the clock in the third quarter. Really haven't seen the Knights go very far into their bench here in this third quarter yet.
Roar will work top of key. Lorenzen passes over left-hand side to Mills. She'll dribble left to right. Back to Lorenzen and back to Mills. Tries to work some kind of screenplay there. Didn't get it and bumped into each other. But they're just passing now with 10 seconds on the shot clock. She'll drive in, puts up a floater, gets her own rebound, and she will try up for the hoop.
Right through contact.
Glenn will get the second attempt, and that doesn't get the shooter's roll. And Defoe will come down with this one.
Finally, South Tama able to come up with the loose ball. And here come the Trojans. Lastly, into the lane. Off-balance shot is no good, and a whistle on the loose ball afterwards.
That's another interesting thing that I've noticed with the officials versus the Vinton-Shellsburg game and tonight is that they're not really calling those underneath rebound sort of kind of tearaways. Because normally if you're playing that aggressive, at least get 1 or 2 called. They're not calling them tonight.
The foul here was on Kayla Heck. That's her second personal, the first team foul so far for South Tama.
Lorenzen's going to work top of key, throws over to Glenn, over to Albertson. Back to Glenn. She'll go ahead and drive into the paint, works with a screen. And she traveled, and she hit the floor hard.
All right, she looks all right.
Yeah, just a little shaken up there.
Trojans ball after the turnover.
It was really difficult, too. But, I mean, shout out to South Tama, able to stay rigid on that defense, got her to travel. But also glad that she was able to come back up from
that. For sure. Here's Defoe into the lane, going right. Picks up the dribble.
Heck
now Kayla Heck. And Heck kind of had it poked loose. Loose ball near the corner. Foul called.
And that's exactly what you need to do in that scenario. Your player's going down. You have to rush to the ball. Get to that handoff because Kayla Heck was surrounded by 3 defenders there. And if Cervantes didn't run in for that ball, this wouldn't have stayed with South Tama.
That'll be the 4th foul on Bryn Albertson, so she's likely headed to the bench here in a moment. Albertson will check out for number 32, Olivia Keegan, the sophomore forward. We saw her sparingly in the first half, and here she is in relief of Albertson with the 4 fouls.
Top of key is going to be Hala. Over to Defoe, guarded by Mills. 3 ball for Cervantes, a little too strong. And Hala with the effort, trying to get this one back, and that is going to be...
Stays with South Tama.
Wow. Good effort by our Trojans in that sequence.
Kayla Heck to inbound. 2:19 on the clock, third quarter action.
Lastly, passes back to Heck. She'll take a 3. In and out.
She's had a couple that just bounced twice, and there's a jump ball. Jasleen Lastly goes to the deck against Lorenzen. Stays with the South Tama Trojans with the possession arrow.
Still wish that. Where was this at the first half is what I want to know. 3 deep 2 now for Hala.
Good looking shot there by the freshman. She gets her first points of the night.
Yeah, that's usually been another good offense for South Tama, as this ball is going to be...
Foul on the pass.
Wow. Yeah.
Aubrey Dolezal comes in for Cervantes. Union ball from their own sideline. And it's Mills guarded by Hala.
This is going to be Keegan. Mills is going to take a shot off the front end, and that is going to be a jump ball call now.
This will be for the Knights. Opportunity here with one of their starters on the bench with 4 fouls. They're already down one. They're already down their leading scorer.
Definitely.
Let's see if South Tama can just kind of edge their way into this thing here.
That was a good play there by Olivia Hall. Get the hands in off that rebound and get another jump ball.
You can just get some pressure against Union.
Yeah, definitely try and get a work around Mills. Because didn't you say she had her 4th foul? Who had the 4?
Albertson.
Albertson, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. But again, you know, try and work in Mills in the paint, get her off balance,
Yep.
get her in
I've
foul
got her
trouble.
with 2. I got her with 2 fouls. So
okay.
yeah.
Definitely doable. Then try and get her on the bench.
Yeah, for sure.
Lorenzen's going to pass into Rohr. She'll go straight up, and that's tipped away. Olivia Hall is one-on-one with Mills. She'll take it to the rim. Too strong.
And good for Olivia for finishing that off. You know, I think being the smaller body and seeing the player ahead of you, it'd be easy to just kind of put the brakes on.
Tries to get this one as it's battled for on the floor.
Timeout called by Coach Driscoll and the Knights.
But yeah, I agree. Definitely a lot of individual effort coming through. Just not a lot of follow through on team play or, you know, getting the shots down that you want. Again, there would have been tons of momentum shifters if we could get some critical balls to go down. Like that last one from Holla. There was a 3 ball, I believe, earlier in the first quarter that if that would have went in, that would have been huge. It's difficult.
I'd like to say thank you quickly to our sponsors. They include Berkwood Village of Tama Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, Hardens, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Appraisal and Realty Services, Robach Lumber, Medicap Pharmacy, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Sharon Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film. All right, long time out here.
Yeah.
As South Tama brings back Lastly, Heck, Dolezal, Holla, and Defoe.
Can I just take a moment to appreciate the shoe game that South Tama has?
Yeah, a lot of colorful options we've got here. Kayla Heck in some kind of traffic cone orange high tops. Sienna Defoe with the all yellow, the Canaries.
And a nice pink coming
And yeah,
from
Dolezal there.
Yeah. So Mills is going to drive in, dishes to Lorenzen. Glenn's going to work the right-hand side against Lastly. She'll drive in, and that is going to be last touched by South Tama.
43 seconds left in the third quarter. Trojans not entirely out of this thing. They've trailed the whole way, double-digit, deficit. You could just see it kind of taking off. A couple of possessions, a couple of buckets, and then we got a game. A miss there by Ava Mills. But South Tama's got to be more consistent than they've been all game here.
Yeah, exactly. As Heck's going to try and go up on this one off the back iron. Rohr's going to get this one down.
I like to see her in the lane, though. That's where she's kind of got her highest percentage, I think. Mills brings it up. She'll get an open look in the corner. Unable to put the three-pointer down.
Glenn's going to get the second effort attempt. Now Lorenzen for 3. Off the front of the iron. It's going to be last touched. Wow,
Good
what
pass.
an effort.
Oh, my goodness. At the buzzer, Ava Mills gets it into Bridget Rohr, and she finishes it off right at the buzzer.
And it's possessions like that South Tama hasn't been able to create. And you got the band rocking over there. Again, just jamming out, just the rhythm section. And, South Tama hasn't been able to create any of these momentum changers.
Yeah.
And that's why we're down 15. But again, the last couple sequences that South Tama has, it's been doable. Just you're not getting balls down, and I don't know if that's just because you're just off tonight, or if you need to work a little bit more in the shoot around.
Yeah. Like to give a shout out and a notice for our community. The South Tama Lions Club, a newly chartered organization. The former Lions Club at South Tama disassembled back in 2019-2020. There's a new group trying to get the Lions Club back in the South Tama area. They're holding a soup supper Thursday, February 1st from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Tama American Legion. It's going to be free will donation, looking for donations of produce, canned foods, and school supplies if you'd like. So look up South Tama Lions Club on Facebook if you'd like to learn more. All kinds of information there.
Yeah, great opportunity to go out and help some folks. As this one's blocked by Morgan. I believe she's got 4 on the season. But that's another thing that South Tama needs to address, is that we scored just as many points as they did in this third quarter.
Right.
And I've noticed as I was going back and looking, the second half, points-wise for Union, has always trailed because they always put their lead scorers in for the game for all those minutes. And just something about the conditioning, they're not able to get those in.
Ava Mills will get a foul, and she'll go to the line, missing on the first. The foul goes against Azalee Morgan, who's in off the bench just a moment ago. That's just her first personal foul, first team foul for South Tama, but they get it early in the fourth. And Mills makes the second of 2.
So Hollow will work top of key, right? Dishes into
Mills strips it loose. Jump ball, another jump ball.
I don't. They're letting them play in the paint.
Yeah,
I will
for sure.
bite my tongue and say that.
Kayla Heck to inbound. South Tama with the possession. A little trouble here. Morgan comes up with the loose ball. Now Rosenberger inside to Morgan.
Kaya will go in. Morgan will put this one up. Too strong on the effort. Second effort by
Kayla Heck gets one to go down.
How about that? Kayla Heck with her third offensive rebound of the night, as Glenn's going to get this one blocked by Morgan again.
Rejected by Azalee Morgan. Good defense there by Kayla Heck, but a foul's going to be called.
Yeah, that's going to be going on Heck.
That'll be Kayla's third personal, so South Tama's got to watch that. Maybe get her on the bench if they can for a little spell. Doesn't appear that South Tama's going to check anybody in, though.
The first attempt there by Regan Glenn goes down. And second one goes down. So again, the distance slowly inching ahead for Union. As Defoe's going to get this one passed up. No good. Going to be a jump ball call there as Defoe and Albertson get tied up. And the possession arrow will be with Union. So Lorenzen will take it over right-hand side. Mills got an open look.
Long three is good for Ava Mills. That's her first one of the second half, but it comes at a good time. That really pushing the lead up to close to 20 now.
Yeah, Morgan's going to go ahead and get double teamed. Rosenberger passes back into Morgan. Heck, who's in the lane, can't get the one ball to go in, and this is going to be fought for at the net. Looking for a jump ball call, and we do.
Essling to the deck. It's one will stay with South Tama. Rohr checks in for Essling. Lastly comes in for Rosenberger.
Get some points off this possession. That would be huge for South Tama right now. Lastly from the corner is blocked.
Shot blocked by Albertson, who's in with those 4 fouls. Stays with the Trojans.
Plays tough, though.
Yeah, no, that was a good defensive effort. And lastly goes into the lane, draws a foul, non-shooting foul.
Yeah, at that point there, you kind of want to go a little bit more vertical if you're trying to get that shooting foul, which I think she was. So Heck to inbound yet again. And Defoe, who's going to go ahead, drive into the lane, triple teamed, just off the mark. So Mills will take this across the timeline to Glenn. And Mills will pass into Albertson.
Almost stripped away by Holla. Stays with the Knights.
Yep, Albertson's going to work in the lane and loses it. Lastly, able to pick the pocket. And here come the Trojans.
Kayla Heck in the middle of the lane. Second attempt by Defoe is no good, but she will go to the line. Drawing the foul from Union. I think that's going to be number 5. Yeah, that's the 5th on Bryn Albertson. So Coach Driscoll and the Knights kind of get the last couple of moments with her on the court. And back in the game comes Abby Essling. Defoe good on the first free throw.
I'd like to see those go down as this one's off the front of the iron. And Mills will pick this one back up.
And double dribble called against Union, turning it back over to South Tama.
Yeah, just like to see maybe get some points, start cutting away at this deficit. 5:26 left to play in the game. Can definitely cut into it as this one's thrown away. Rohr will go ahead and pick this one.
Holla trying to float it inside. Heck came kind of flying in from the wing and stripped it loose. South Tama calls a timeout. I think that saves the possession for South Tama.
It does. As what I would have really liked to see is, I believe that was Defoe who was going in. You almost want to get over and grab the ball and maybe get a free set of dribbles going in instead of boxing out.
We've got the winners for the Chukka Pig. Closest to the small target winner was Mandy
But
Brown.
you know, again, individual efforts are there for South Tama. You can't knock them for that. Just a lot of team things, a lot of motion things, and just definitely try to get some kind of string going.
Neil Keegan gets 3. Thank you to all who participated.
We will next be in action on Friday of this coming week, so we will not have games tomorrow, but on Friday we'll have the boys game live from the Roundhouse. It's not a doubleheader that evening, so it'll just be a boys varsity game. Tip-off starting around 7:15. And we'll also say good luck later in the week to the STC girls wrestlers. 4 wrestlers from South Tama qualifying for the state tournament.
That's exciting.
Yeah, really, really fun to see, and they've really put their mark on, girls wrestling in the state of Iowa, having a state champion last year in the first sanctioned season, and coming back with 4 qualifiers this year.
None of those mid-range jumpers are going down for Heck. Excuse me. So Mills will again work the right-hand side. Rohr's going to go up and in.
I tell you, that's your shot right there. If they can get it into Rohr, she's had that pretty much whenever she's gotten a clean look underneath.
3 ball now for Defoe, short. But a second effort by Holla doesn't get that one away. And Union will take it across the timeline now. Mills will work over to Lorenzen. She'll work right-hand side. Picks up her own rebound, back to Mills in the right-hand corner. Lorenzen dishes out to Rohr, and she's going to be fouled by Defoe.
Rohr puts it on the court, draws the foul, and she'll go to the line.
So kind of looking at an earlier stat, I did say Morgan had 4 blocks on the season. She actually has 7 and is the second team leader in blocks. So good defensive body. And
yeah,
we've
real
kinda
long
seen that
arms.
tonight.
Rohr good on the first.
Second.
That's good.
Good job to knock him down for Rohr.
4:16. Time getting pretty slim here for South Tama as they've really failed to put any kind of scoring run together of any kind. Jump ball, and another jump ball. And that's just indicative of these teams struggling to dribble, struggling to just move the ball around the court.
Yeah. You can shave milliseconds if you put the ball right where it needs to instead of having the player try to jump up. As this one's picked by Morgan. She'll go up for 2.
Azali Morgan for 2. And some pressure now here for South Tama.
Again, Morgan's just got those long arms, good defensive body as Mills is going to take this coast to coast.
Wow, going through the press, takes it herself. Clean bank shot right up the middle.
3 ball now for Morgan. Just off the left-hand side of the glass, and Rohr will come down with this one. Again, Morgan's working Mills. But she's able to get past this one as Glenn gets this one stripped from the double team. Defoe shoves off, deep 2.
In and out, no good. Glenn the rebound. And you like to see South Tama kind of not giving in here at this point, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Down the double-digit lead. There's a shot from Reagan Glenn.
She's able to get the second effort points and extends the lead to 24. Morgan's going to work right-hand side over to Heck, who bobbles it, goes left-hand side to Lastly. Holla will work right to left to top of key, passes into Morgan. Triple guarded Holla for 3, or excuse me, Heck for 3. And a nice effort by Defoe.
Holla banks one in. Olivia Holla, 3-pointer.
And
in the 4th.
These are momentum shifters that South Tama needs. Just like the effort finally coming in, and you're starting to put something together. Glenn will take 3.
We'll try another one. She gets another one.
He gets the answer.
2 straight buckets for Reagan Glenn.
So Holla will take this across the timeline. Lastly thinks about it. Heck will take it top of key. Passes over to Defoe. She'll drive into the lane. Guarded by 3, and that one's blocked. Last touched by South Tama.
Number 42, Jillian Hansen checks in for Rohr. And let's see here. Rosenberger comes back on. Dolezal comes on for Defoe and Lastly. Minute 45 to go left in this one. South Tama looking to take a loss. And Union Community have led the whole way. So they've earned every bit of this win that they're headed towards.
Yeah, and they've just been doing all 3 aspects, offense, defense, transition. It's just been really good, able to get a string. And I think a lot of that has to do with the chemistry of this team. They're getting the passes where they need to, dishing out to Rohr, passing it out to Glenn.
It's a group that's been together. You know, they all played together last year, this group of starters. And a lot of them, I think, on the volleyball team. And so the continuity, there's a steal by Kayla Heck and the transition bucket for 2.
All right, that's her 4th steal of the night. Good effort by the senior.
Ava Mills all the way down the court. Gets it blocked underneath. And it goes out of bounds. Nope, it's going to be travel before you can get out to Mills into the game for the Knights. Number 30, Bailey Brown.
All right, so South Tama's got to work something here as this ball's picked away. Good effort by Rosenberger, able to get this one back. Pass out to 3, deep 2 for Dolezal, no good.
Under a minute to go. Brown for 3, airballs it almost out of bounds. It does go out of bounds.
Yeah, Carr tried to take that one. Didn't quite get it and kind of misplaced her feet there. So maybe some last second points here for South Tama as the shot clock should be off. as Rosenberger's going to go ahead, take it in, dish in, guarded by 3 Union Knights. Deep 2 from Hala, just off the front of the iron.
And Mills is going to clear it out again. She's been clocked in all night tonight.
She has. She's going to pass this one out to Brown. And Keegan for 3. It's no good. But heck.
3 seconds. Last second shove off the mark. Final score, Union Community defeats South Tama 47-25 here on senior night for the Union Knights.
Again, just great individual efforts coming out from the South Tama girls. There was some good dive plays by both Rosenberger, efforts by Morgan defensively. Heck, who was out there for all the minutes, able to work around being that senior. And just individual efforts abound, but could not tie them together. Missed throws, missed passes, missed shots. And that's what caused this game to be where it laid.
Yeah, really, without tallying up here, let's see if I can quickly get some. Just for Mills, it was Mills and Rohr were the two.
Oh, absolutely.
I think Rohr got right around 10 or 11. Mills, I think I've got it for 24 unofficially. So a really nice night, almost doubling her season average. She came in averaging around 12 a game, and she doubles it here, and that's exactly what she needed to do with Reagan Sorensen unavailable tonight for the Knights. She came in their leading scorer, and Mills steps in and takes care of business for things. And like I said, she shot the 3 pretty well, got 4 of them to go down, got to the line several times, was able to stay in the game for the entire time. We saw a few full court transition, buckets where she gets the steal on South Tama's end and is able to sprint, keep the ball in control, finish at the hoop on the other end. That's a skill that takes a lot of practice, and she did good at that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be hard-pressed to think that maybe if she wants to go on to the secondary level, she'll have at least some offers, I believe, because she's definitely got the effort. She's got the body and size to be a guard, and she plays the position very well.
All right, we're going to just kind of open the mic up here and let you look at the Union senior night celebration, and we'll be back with the warm-up of the boys varsity game.
Our first senior is Jackson Anderson. His parents are Tama and Jason Anderson. Jackson has been a member of the basketball team for 4 years. While in high school, Jackson has also participated in cross country, baseball, and is a member of the National Honor Society. Jackson's favorite memory from school was upsetting Grundy Center in the postseason last year. Upon graduation, Jackson plans to attend a college or university to major in sport management. Congratulations, Jackson. Our next senior is Alexander Dickerson. His parents are Benny and Eric Dickerson. Alexander has been a member of the basketball team for 3 years. While attending Union, he has also been a member of the football team, soccer team, participated in the fall play and the musical. Alexander's favorite memory from high school was when he intercepted a pass his sophomore year in high school, or in football. Upon graduation, he plans to attend an undecided college or university to major in engineering. Congratulations, Alexander. Our next senior is Tim Griswold. His parents are Krista and John Griswold. He has been a member of the basketball team for 4 years. While attending Union, he has also participated in cross country and golf. Tim's favorite memory from high school was when Brady almost hit a car with a golf ball during practice while playing hole 6. They then tried to hide so the car driving by wouldn't see them. Upon graduation, Tim plans to become a heavy equipment operator. Congratulations, Tim. Our next senior is Mason Mullen. Mason's parents are Corey and Emily Mullen. Mason has been a member years. While in high school, Mason has also participated in track and field, baseball, and National Honor Society and FBLA. Mason's favorite memory from high school is team meals with the boys. Upon graduation, Mason plans to attend the University of Northern Iowa to study kinesiology. Congratulations, Mason. Our final senior is Logan Rozier. Logan's parents are Larry and Vanessa Rozier. Logan has been a member of the basketball team for 4 years. While in high school, Logan has also been a member of the football team, track and field team, and the National Honor Society. Logan's favorite memory from high school was having a team light show in the locker room when the coaches walked in, and then getting yelled at a minute later to stop. Sorry, Coach. Upon graduation, Logan plans to attend Upper Iowa University to continue his football career and to study biology. Congratulations, Logan. Again, on behalf of Union Community High School, thank you to the parents and the seniors for your commitment to the Union basketball program. Let's give one final round of applause to our seniors and their parents. This concludes the senior night ceremony. Warm-ups will begin momentarily.
stop the battle within your soul. You know it's all in your head. Being sad doesn't make you smart. It seems your heart just needs a fresh start. High, high, higher than the rest. Far from all the voices telling us we can't. High, high, higher than the past. We can make it, we can take it easy. Is this reality? We choose what we see. Close your eyes. Is it just you who's too proud to let go? All your enemies you keep trying to hide. They don't exist outside of your mind. High, high, higher than the rest. Far from all the voices telling us we can't. High, high, higher than the past. We can make it, we can take it easy. Is this reality? We choose what we see. High, high, higher than the rest. Far from all the voices telling us we can.
Welcome back live into Union Community High School. Darvin Graham and Hunter White with you on the call tonight. We're about 7.5 minutes away from tip-off of this boys varsity game. South Tama and Union squaring off tonight in non-conference action. If you're just tuning in, the girls game wrapped up with about a 20-point deficit between Union and South Tama. The Knights getting the win 47-25 over South Tama. The Trojans were led by Kayla Heck, as they are most evenings. I think I have her for 7 points tonight, nobody else. I've got Sandra Defoe with 5 and Olivia Hall with 5. So that's kind of the leaders for South Tama. Ava Mills, I had her unofficially for 24. So kind of a one-pronged attack for Union, but it was all they needed, and they took care of South Tama here on the road tonight.
A lot of three-stage transitions that they did really well. All facets of the game they did well. Offense, again, like you mentioned, Miller was hot tonight. Anywhere she put up the ball, it went in. Roar, who played dominant paint game. I have her for about 7 unofficial rebounds, and I almost guarantee you, if I miss 3, she got a double-double tonight, so good on her. But then again, you know, it's just those things. South Tama wasn't working that well tonight. They weren't gelling as much, and that's where the game got to where it was.
So we get to the boys game here, and South Tama coming in off of their 4th win of the season. They defeated Vinton Schellsburg last Friday. 55-33 was the score there. And they were led by a double-double effort from Emerson Bridgewater. Bridgewater finished with 18 points and 12 rebounds and really had a nice night, staying out of foul trouble for the most part, and that's a key for South Tama, as they're very shallow as far as depth, and Bridgewater, the height drops off after we get past him, so we need that length on the court. That's going to be key tonight against a taller Union Knights team. You know, they're not they don't throw anybody 6'7", 6'8" on the court, but we've got 3 kids 6'4" that are going to have bodies to throw at Emerson Bridgewater and Jeremy Dolash down low. See, on Friday, South Tama also had Tommy Tynisma contributing with 13 points and 7 steals. Cade Rosenberger finished with 8 points and 4 assists and 4 steals. So a busy night in the backcourt for Rosenberger, and then Daniel Weiss finished with 5. Jeremy Dolash put in 6. And it was a really nice win for South Tama, their most dominant win of the season, as they come up double digits ahead of Vinton-Shellsburg. What were your thoughts kind of thinking back to that game, Hunter?
Yeah, the biggest thing is huge shout out to Bridgewater, staying out of foul trouble, getting a double-double on the night. Also, kudos to Dolash and Kopsa off the bench. Weiss as well. Just the defensive effort that those gentlemen were able to put in defensively stopped any runs that Vinton-Shellsburg was trying to go at them. And of course, hats off to Rosenberger. He had a very good game, being able to distribute. Again, Weiss had 3 assists, I believe, that night. So, great job.
Yeah, looking at Union Community, they come in 9-7, and they're really a multifaceted team. They combine size and shooting with multiple players on their team not having to do everything. The group is made up of 3 key seniors, and we're going to see all senior starting lineup here for the Knights tonight. And then a big, strong sophomore class that's come in and really added a lot. Guards Caden Sorensen and Cam Mullen are both very high-volume three-point shooters, and they're both averaging between 30 and 35% from beyond the three-point arc. They also have one of the state's best shot blockers in 6'4" Logan Rozier. He is among the top 5 in Class 2A, and they surround him down low with 6'3" Mason Mullen. He's a senior, and then 6'4" Eric Niepert coming off the bench. He plays significant minutes in reserve for the Knights as well. The team lost. They've lost so far to Independence. They lost 60-57, a close one there on the road in December. And so far only has 1 win against a team above 500. That came against Jessup midway into the season. And since the holiday break, they've only been 2-5. So they've kind of run into a rougher patch here later into the season. I think the competition just got a little tougher. Dyke New Hartford and Grundy Center and a couple other teams in that NICL conference kind of getting into their schedule, and they've taken some losses. But they're going to be a tough team tonight. So looking at their starters here for the Knights, it's going to be an all-senior lineup. So it's going to be number 11, senior 5'10" guard Alexander Dickerson. Then number 12, 6'1" senior guard Jackson Anderson. And then number 22, 6'3" senior forward Mason Mullen. Number 23, 6'4" senior forward Logan Rozier, and number 24 rounding out the lineup, 5'11" senior guard Tim Griswold. The Knights are coached by head coach Corey Lorenzen, and he's assisted by John Holmes and Nathan Reel. Any quick thoughts from you, Hunter, on this Union Knights team?
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest thing that we got to note is all the wins that Union has on the season. Sorensen was their highest scorer, their top scorer. And then any game they lost, Anderson was actually their top scorer in those matchups. So got to stop Sorensen.
Looking at the Trojans, very similar starting lineup as we've seen throughout this season. They're going to be led by seniors across the board, except for Bridgewater down low. Number 2, 6' senior guard Cade Rosenberger at the point guard position. 6'1" senior guard number 5 Daniel Weiss will be at the shooting guard. Number 3, 6'2" senior forward Tommy Tynisma. And down low, number 33, the power forward, 6'3" senior center Jeremy Dolash. And he'll be right next to number 23, Emerson Bridgewater. He's a 6'4" freshman center. So averages coming into the game for South Tama. Tommy Tynisma still leading with around 11, 12 points per game. He's shooting above 80% from the free throw line. Emerson Bridgewater making his way towards that double-digit average, though, as he has put in multiple team-leading scoring efforts in the second half of this season. He's averaging around 8 points per game and is the rebounds and blocks leader for South Tama. Further down the roster, Daniel Weiss averaging around 6 points per game. Cade Rosenberger, 9.3 points per game. He's the assist and steals leader. And Jeremy Dolash right around 5 points per game.
Some notable season stats that I think some viewers can look for tonight is Tommy Tynisma already passed 150 points.
Yeah.
He is 152 on the season. Got to look for one more dish served out for Cade Rosenberger. He's currently had 49 assists on the season. And looking to get to that 115, 125 mark tonight is going to be Emerson Bridgewater. He currently has 113 points on the season.
It's something that shouldn't go, without being noted here as we're covering this boys team. This is the best South Tama boys team we've seen in, I'd say, about 5 years.
Absolutely.
Since 2018, I would say. And they've gotten quality wins against WAMAC opponents. And here they are tonight against the Union Knights. I think this is going to be could be an even matchup. The size for Union could present a little bit of a problem, and the depth, I think, is going to be a factor.
Yeah,
but
I
with
agree.
a couple of seniors, I'd like to see South Tama get some points up early with some seniors getting a starting role that might be otherwise coming from the bench. So with those kind of senior-only starting lineup, we're also going to be looking for sophomores Cameron Mullen and Caden Sorensen to come in at some point and really contribute for Union Community. Both of them are kind of key ball handlers. We'll see if South Tama can get out and get on the board early.
Yeah, the big keys to the game today is keep distributing the ball. You're going to go up against size, and the best way to beat size is just, passing the ball, getting an open look. I know South Tama does a really good job on their wins against fast transition organized offense. They can keep that going. They'll have a good one. Number two is interrupt the passing game. There was a lot of assists that I noted from this team that was just, they're good at dishing out the ball and able to take those looks as they come. So the best thing is that South Tama needs to do is to block out against the rim with Dolash and Bridgewater. That's been huge, and you've mentioned that the leadership coming from Dolash, Bridgewater is developing. Do that. The last thing is, and you hit on it at the top of the pregame, Bridgewater in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Keep him out of it.
Yeah, South Tama has James Brandt coming in off the bench. He'll be a key reserve, but the depth at the post is really not there. So South Tama's got to be efficient. They've got to be deliberate and make the most of Dolash and Bridgewater when they're on the court. So at the center, looks like we're going to have Bridgewater and Rozier. This is a good matchup at the center. We normally, sometimes it's a mismatch just based on personnel, but these kids are about the same size.
Yeah,
big athletes. We'll see who gets it here.
And maybe Rozier's got maybe a little bit more
length.
Yeah. He's got to work out more muscles, but again, freshman to senior, that's going to be Bridgewater here in the next 3 years. 3-4 years.
Ninth start with the ball. Off the tip from Rozier.
Dickerson's going to go ahead and lose the dribble. He's going to try and pass out. Able to get this one. Second attempt now. As
Alexander Dickerson into the lane. The pump fake. Good look from the senior there.
All right, here comes South Tama. Work at the top. 3 ball for Rosenberger.
No good. And Rozier cleans it up underneath. Quickly up the court. And Coach Lorenzen takes a timeout. South Tama's head coach, Craig Harrison. He's assisted by Dave Weiss and Justin Gates. So
already I
Union's going to make sure they get their guys in, and and it's it's a good gesture to make sure that your seniors have an opportunity to
get
start a game.
Yep. And who knows, if they get a run going, maybe you want to sub them back in. But, you also want to guarantee that win in non-conference. Even though they don't matter as much, they still matter.
Yep.
So here comes Sorensen. He's going to take it across the timeline, work it left-hand side. Out to Mullen, Cameron Mullen, that is. And that ball's going to get tipped off by Rosenberger. Working inside the lane, he's going to drive into the hoop. Three attempt now. Off the front of the iron.
Mason Mullen's shot, no good. Cade Rosenberger picks it up. And here comes the Trojans, right at that elbow position with Bridgewater. Dolash kicks it out. Weiss into the lane. Not quite there on the bank shot. Mullen bringing it up.
He's going to work that right-hand side against Rosenberger, and that's going to be a shoulder foul for Rosenberger.
Cade Rosenberger picks up foul number 1. Stays with the Knights in their half court.
Going to drive in, and a nice motion there, but couldn't get that one to go down. Caden Sorensen. Dish out to Bridgewater. He'll work the right. He'll work in the paint, jumps up, and that's rejected by Rozier.
And that's his specialty. He's got that kind of nose for the ball and knows the timing and kind of knows where his range is. So
Yeah,
he gets his first block of the night. Bridgewater with the inbound pass and the bank in for 2.
Good job to put on point. Steal away for South Tama. Tommy for the second effort. Gets it to go, and South Tama leads 4-0. How about that? South Tama able to get a slow little run going. Cameron Mullen, he's going to work the right-hand side, double guarded over to Sorensen. Top of the key now is going to be Anderson. He'll drive in, guarded by Tynisma. Rolls out over to Mason Mullen. Kick out to Sorensen, and no good.
Ooh, Tynisma knew he got the hand in the cookie jar a little too far there. He's got extended over Anderson, and that's going to be a foul.
That's just antsy play, and of course, you know, you got the track star going to Iowa State.
Yeah.
And he's got vertical, and he can't stop midair.
Anderson at the line for 2. In and out on the first.
It's also going to be another thing that South Tama needs to keep an eye on, is that Union is shooting 70% from the line, so they definitely have to stay out of trouble.
Good on the second one.
So Tynisma is going to go ahead and take this one over. Left-hand side, he's going to be worked by Anderson. Passes into Dolash, gives to Weiss, who's got a full head of steam into the lane, and one!
Daniel Weiss, the contact and the foul. Foul's going to go on number 23, Logan Rozier. And Weiss misses on the and one free throw. The rebound goes to Dolash. Weiss misses on the three-point attempt, and now the Knights have it.
Again, good effort there. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with that one. And Sorensen's going to work the left-hand side, loses his dribble. And Rosenberger's going to work it. Here's now Cameron Mullen. Goes up. Nice. Get up and attack the glass there for Bridgewater.
Tynisma into the lane, floats one over, hard off the back of the rim. Bridgewater crashes the boards, and nice touch at the rim for Emerson Bridgewater. He's got 4 now.
He's doing a great job, and I remember Coach talked about working that left-hand hook.
Good pass there from Jackson Anderson, who found teammate Logan Rozier underneath the hoop. 8-3 now after the bucket by Rozier.
Dolash goes into Bridgewater. He's got nobody, and he crashes the glass for 2.
And Bridgewater with 6. South Tama looking a little quicker here so far in the first quarter. Open
Nobody
look.
there. Dang.
Caden Sorensen rattles it in from 3. And that closes the gap a little bit for Union Community. 10-6. Still South Tama lead.
Halfway through this first quarter, still a lot of game left to play. It's been playing very quick. Tynisma tried to make a quick move, but lost it. Oh, that was poked out.
Yeah, it goes off the foot of Jackson Anderson and stays with South Tama. Tynisma to inbound. Just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter. South Tama built a little lead here with a lot of post play. Weiss going back right to the lane, and he's going to be rewarded with a foul call.
Yeah, great job at taking advantage of Mason Mullen. You know, he got caught off there. Weiss, you know, a big star, you know, running with those legs of his and able to get past him and get that shot up.
So that's going to be the second personal against Logan Rozier, and he will head to the bench. It's a good development there for South Tama. They can keep him off the court. That's going to be all the better for their chances here tonight. Weiss good on the first free throw. One more here. James Brandt ready to check in for STC. Weiss makes both free throws, and Brandt will come in for Weiss. So we're seeing Brandt kind of spell at the guard position now. We've seen him come in at the 4 at times and have to guard down low, but here he is coming in for Weiss at the 2.
Sorensen's going to pump fake and drive to the hoop, and he gets that.
Good timing there by the sophomore, Caden Sorensen.
He's got a good basketball sense, able to know to fake that. No, our guy's got high jumps, and that's tough.
Dolash, plenty of room. Bridgewater. No look pass by Rosenberger, picked off by Mullen. Mullen on the fast break. He gets it, long 3. Bridgewater's there for the rebound.
Bridgewater did a good job boxing out.
In for Union as Rozier went to the bench. Owen Hennings comes in. He's a 6'3" junior forward. Three-pointer for Rosenberger. No good. Bridgewater comes up with the loose ball, and he can't finish it off from the left.
Deep shot now for 3, just off the mark.
Hennings crashes the glass, but the loose ball gets picked up by Rosenberger. Here he is in the fast break. High bank shot. Stays with South Tama.
I know.
Caden Kopsa checking in. He's getting a little more run here in this last half of the season. We heard from Coach Harrison. He's wanting to make sure his bench is developed as they head toward postseason play. And Kopsa, one of those seniors that came back into the program after some time away. And it's good to see him. Good athletic kid. Played with the wrestling team last year, and he's out for basketball this year, contributing off the bench.
Oh, look at Bridgewater do a little pump fake. Tries to crash glass, gets it just a little too strong, and that's going to be pulled down by Mullins.
Good effort by James Brandt to try and contest the rebound. Just didn't have enough length in there. Scramble underneath. I think we had a jump ball before Brandt could get the timeout called. So South Tama will have the ball. And Daniel Weiss coming in for Tommy Tynisma.
And now with 2 minutes left to play in the first, I already feel like we played a full game of basketball.
Yeah, it's been a good pace, and into the game for Union, Sawyer Spence, number 1. He's a sophomore guard.
Brandt's going to go ahead, dish out to Bridgewater. He's going to try and look for the pass, but that's picked by Sorensen, or excuse me, Mullen. Mullen's going to take it left over to Mason, and he gets that one down.
Mason Mullen floating in from the lane, drops it in for 2.
Here comes South Tama, only now with a 2-point lead. Pull up, big guy. Just a little too strong.
Bridgewater trying on the jumper, but like to see that down low. A little better percentage down there. Cam Mullen from the baseline. It's no good.
Doesn't
Brandt
get the shooter's
covered
roll.
up, and he draws a foul. A little too much gas there from Hennings, and
yeah, the issue is he went a little too over the top. He didn't try moving with his feet to draw the travel.
Rosenberger to the bench, Bridgewater to the bench, and on comes Tynisma and Daniel Weiss.
1 minute now left to play in the first quarter. South Tama trying to look for that lead going into the second. Dolash is going to take it left-hand side pass to Brandt. He'll work in. He'll go up
Gets
vertical.
Spence in the air, and he draws a foul. And good awareness, knowing the matchup with the underclassmen in off the bench, and See if Brandt can get a couple free throws to go down. Under a minute to go here. The South Tama's lead dwindled to 2.
36% from the line for Brandt.
Into the game for Union Community. Caden Sorensen checks in for Hennings. So Union going with a small ball lineup here now.
Yeah, they're going to look for that 3.
They want the speed, yep. And Brandt converts on the second.
So now
Kops rung up for a foul near the half-court line.
Sorensen able to draw that one.
Just the 3rd team foul for South Tama, so no free throws right now.
Anderson's going to pass over to Mason. That's going to be drawn in, and big block coming from Tanisma.
Tommy Tanisma.
That got a little bit too much of the arm there.
With the umbrella, and he gets whistled for the foul. Good effort, though. And
I did like that.
Sorensen will go to the line, and that's Tanisma's 3rd personal. So that
Oh my!
that's going to hurt here, as they're going to need him. Well, maybe that's what we're talking about here. They've got him marked for 3, and I think South Tama thinks he has 2, because I only had him for 2 as well. So we'll see.
All right. Coach Craig Harrison definitely pleading that case, and you got to when you got your points leader. You know, you need him in this game, and you don't want him out at any point. Of course, you could always, go in. Kops is already in there. You could also put in Shermer. He could get some minutes. We've seen Vore in some of these tight scenarios.
Yeah, he's gotten some time in some significant minutes, and a bigger body than Shermer, so he might be the one to get the call.
So looking at the fouls, they're still keeping Tanisma with 3. They haven't changed that.
So it'll be Sorensen at the line. Good on the first. So that'll stay. 3 fouls against Tommy Tanisma, and that's a tough spot for South Tama to be in here, as they're going to have to play him conservative, and that's really not his.
That's not his style.
Not at all. No, he's sort of a freewheeling, kind of flying from behind type of player.
Absolutely. Okay, 10 seconds now on the clock. Rosenberger's going to take it right-hand side. He's going to be guarded by Sorensen. Passes back in, dishes out to Brandt, gets it to go. Finds the bottom of the net for James Brandt. And
all right, into the first quarter with a bucket from James Brandt. And South Tama goes in the quarter number 2, leading 15-12. We're going to step away. We'll be back after this. Thanks for being with us here on Trojan Country. Welcome back live from the Roundhouse. Excuse me, not the Roundhouse, the Union High School. We're in Porte City tonight, and we're just about ready to start the second quarter. South Tama built a 15-12 lead in the first quarter. It came from some post play from Bridgewater early on, and just some scrappy defense, later in the quarter. And here they've got a close game, but it's a 3-point lead for the Trojans.
already now, Mullen's going to pass out over to Sorensen. He'll take a top of the key 3 and finds the bottom of the net.
Caden Sorensen really heating up here in the first half. He's got 2 3-pointers.
Cops is going to go ahead, work the right-hand side, passes over to Weiss. He'll drive into the lane, dishes to Dolash. And then Rosenberger back right out top of the key. Good zone defense coming out from Union right now.
South Tama came out to start with Caden Kopsa in for Tommy Tynisma. There's a nice shot from Jeremy Dolash. Banking one in. Tynisma saddled with 3 fouls after that first quarter. So Coach Harrison's going to see how much time he can get away with. Offensive foul called against Union.
Yeah, Jackson Anderson went a little bit too strong in the set Trojan, and that was a good call.
Two-point lead for the Trojans after the 3-pointer by Sorensen and the bucket from Dolash. Screened by Bridgewater. And Daniel Weiss getting some clutch buckets here early. I like to see him getting started in the first half. He can be a second-half player sometimes.
Absolutely. Now here comes Jackson Anderson. He's going to pass out over to Mullen. Mullen's going to take a jumper. Floats that one in.
Mason Mullen for 2.
Again, back and forth game.
Yeah. Crowd filling up here too. We've really gotten this gym pretty good and full.
Yeah, student section over for Union's looking really good.
Dolash has to tiptoe it near the baseline. Stays in bounds. The assist from Weiss and the bucket from Jeremy Dolash. South Tama keeping pace here in the second quarter.
They've been doing a good job at, again, distributing the ball. And South Tama's bench is getting loud now. Mullen's going to go in. Kick out for Sorensen. Off the front of the bar, and that's mixed up by South Tama. Didn't know who they wanted to pass to.
Mullen for 3. Airballs it, and Rosenberger comes up with the loose ball.
Weiss is going to go ahead. He'll penetrate into the left-hand side. He's guarded by Anderson. Here comes Rosenberger. Gets that ball
Shot
swatted
got
away.
tipped that time. So 2 good defensive sequences on both sides of the court. Spence, or no, that was Cam Mullen with the 3. It's no good. Here's the Trojans back on their half court. Caden Kopsa will try it from the right side. And Bridgewater kind of going cold here a little bit. He hasn't found a bucket here in 3-4 minutes.
Mullen's going to go ahead, work the right-hand side, guarded by Rosenberger. Now to Mason Mullen. Over to Anderson. He'll drive into the lane, guarded by Kopsa.
And Kopsa's going to pick up a foul.
The best thing now to do is kind of wind off the clock, as Brandt is going to come in for Kopsa. Henning is also going to take the bench.
So Kopsa's first. He'll go to the bench with 1. And James Brandt. Trojans still have Tommy Tynisma on the shelf with 3 fouls. And Jackson Anderson goes into traffic and finishes at the rim.
Good penetrative play, able to work that left-hand side. Bridgewater's going to go ahead, and Brandt's going to dish in. He's going to elevate and gets 2.
Really nice sequence there for South Tama.
Already 4 different players on South Tama with an assist. Sorensen's going to go ahead and get worked in. Passes over to Anderson. Right back out to Sorensen. He'll work the right-hand side, penetrate, drive into the lane. Tries to get the layup, no good.
Bridgewater gets the rebound. Rozier back in with his 2 fouls.
Weiss penetrates in, has to go around the world for that. Bridgewater's going to work the paint, get the left-hander, no good.
Just a little too wide of an angle that time. Steal attempt by Weiss is going to end up in a foul.
Still appreciate the effort there. He's been sprinting from, end to end, and he's been penetrating very quickly in the paint. That's what's got him most of his points tonight, so good effort.
Low scoring first half now, but South Tama has just kind of kept that lead
Slowly
where it's been. They've responded most times when Union's gotten a bucket. Although both teams has turned it over plenty too. It's definitely not been a clean first half of play.
Mason Mullen's going to dish out to Cameron Mullen. Back to Mason. He'll drive into the lane, guarded by Bridgewater. He elevates, in and out. And Bridgewater gets the rebound.
Trojans quickly up the court. Dolash catches it down in the baseline. Bridgewater into a body. Bounces around, and the Knights will come up with it off of the miss by Bridgewater.
That was a good look by Jeremy. He had those hands out like he was playing football again in that tight end position.
Right. Weiss needing some help here, and finally gets it across half court.
Brandt's going to slow the pace here. He's going to be guarded by Sorensen.
20 on the shot clock. Rosenberger catches. Dolash separation, but the block from Mullen. And South Tama's got to recognize they've got length to deal with underneath. They've been doing a good job on the defensive glass, kind of clearing out, but they've had shots altered when they've gone into the paint on their end.
Weiss is going to lose the dribble, passes to Rosenberger. He'll work it left-hand side. Rosenberger's going to work left to right, picks up his dribble. Now to Bridgewater, who's working right. Drives into the paint, drives into two.
Just rolls out.
The second effort by Rosenberger is no good. So Mullen's going to go ahead, take it over to Mullins. Now they're going to work around the world. Sorensen's guarded by Weiss. Back to Mason Mullen. Cameron Mullen's going to take it over, dishes to Rozier. He'll dribble, no floater.
Sorensen just comes up empty.
The pace has slowed.
South Tama needs points here. That third quarter rolls around. We've seen South Tama go into the third with a lead, and the teams kind of come out. There's a good drive into the lane by Daniel Weiss.
There's the points that you were talking about.
There we go.
And again, South Tama's bench is getting loud.
I got Weiss for 8 here so far. Mason Mullen airballs a 3. South Tama with the ball. Substitutes coming in. Hennings for Union. And Sawyer Spence will come on. Rozier and Cam Mullen go to the bench. Tommy Tynisma making his first appearance of the second quarter with 1:18 on the clock.
And they still haven't adjusted, so I guess they maybe confirmed those 3 fouls on him.
Yeah.
So Weiss is going to work it right-hand side. Back to Dolash. Over to Rosenberger. Tommy's going to dish to Dolash. He'll fight for the paint, and he gets it.
Jeremy Dolash for 2.
Second assist for Tommy Tynisma.
6 points on the board for Jeremy Dolash. All of them have kind of come in this second quarter here.
Sorensen's going to be guarded by Rosenberger. He'll drive into the paint, bobbles his dribble. Now going in for Spence, back out to Mullins. Mullins going to elevate.
Mason
Too strong.
Mullen just can't get it to drop. South Tama can make it a 10-point lead here.
Yeah, less than a second differentiates the clocks here, and if you can get a score going into halftime, that's big.
Weiss, guarded by Anderson.
Also, you don't want Tommy to foul at any point. You don't want him with his fourth. Bridgewater's going to work against Henning.
Finds Dolash just off the mark from the baseline.
And
Sorensen at the buzzer, floats it up, no good. South Tama will go into the halftime locker room leading 27-19. Really nice first quarter of action for STC.
yeah, they've done a great job. The only critique is, of course, Tommy Tynisma with his 3 fouls. One of them is debatable.
Yeah.
But they've done an excellent job on those transitions, making the assists. Just doing quick math here, 6 assists from 4 different players tonight.
And that's really good to see. South Tama seems focused. They've seemed ready for the challenge tonight. That hasn't always been the case for this boys team. But here they are with the lead on the road against the non-conference opponent. So we'd love to see it. We're going to take a break, hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back with a halftime report. Thanks for being with us here on Trojan Country.
the boogie. I love the way you move. You know, I gotta stay here with you all night long. Why? I'll tell you why. Why? Oh, here's why. Oh, I don't wanna stay home, be alone, love the boogie. Yeah, can't stand still, never will, love the boogie. Oh, you're out of sight, dynamite, love the boogie. Don't sit down, gotta get down, love the boogie. I wanna tell, I don't wanna stay home, be alone, love the boogie. Oh, you're out of sight, dynamite, love the boogie. Oh no, I don't wanna stay still, never will, get out the boogie. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Welcome back live from Union Community High School. It's halftime in this boys varsity game. We don't have a scoreboard turned on right now, but I can tell you South Tama is ahead 27-19 is the score here at halftime. South Tama had a really, I wouldn't say it was a dominant first half of play, but they really played a consistent, focused 2 quarters of action here against Union on the road. Unofficially, South Tama really a balanced scoring attack here. Nobody in double figures yet, but Daniel Weiss leading the team with 8. Emerson Bridgewater got started early, and he got 6 points all in the paint. Jeremy Dolash kind of came on in the second quarter, got 6 points total. James Brandt off the bench with 5 points, and Tommy Tynisma, he's working with 3 fouls, but he's got 2 points tonight so far in the first half.
Tommy currently has 2 assists, 1 coming from each quarter. Rosenberger also has 2 assists in that as well, and an offensive rebound. Most notably tonight is Bridgewater, already on double-double watch. He has 9 rebounds, 6 of them coming defensively, 3 of them offensively. Dolash, who has been a presence tonight, has made 1 offensive rebound and 1 assist.
And then for the Union Knights, unofficially they're led by Caden Sorensen. He has 10 points to lead the Union offensive. He's got 2 3-pointers that have gone down. He's been to the free throw line. He's been their leader so far here tonight. And he's the younger brother of Reagan Sorensen. We didn't see her in the girls' game. Both of them very prolific 3-point shooters, and you can tell he's willing and ready to shoot the 3. So he's leading so far with 10. And then behind him, it's been pretty anemic so far. Jackson Anderson with 3, Mason Mullen with 4, and Logan Rocher got into a little foul trouble. 2 quick fouls, and he's been on the bench for a good chunk of the first half. So they haven't really been getting much scoring going, and he's not always a score-first kind of player. He affects the game on the defensive side with his shot blocking, but he's kind of been just a little out of rhythm tonight. So that has been helpful for South Tama, and they've pushed the lead to where it is here as we start the third.
Yeah, just to kind of comment on that already, the only stat line that I have for Logan Rozier is 1 block. So he's definitely been quiet in the paint, but he's been there. Of course, following that up is there's a steal for Mason Mullen and the block. He's there defensively as well. Anderson has a defensive rebound and an assist, and Sorensen has been shooting 100% from the line today. Also notably, Henning, who has kind of been that kind of the third guy in the paint, has a defensive rebound as well.
Yeah, Henning has provided some much-needed size down low when Rozier's been unable to go, and he's kind of built more like an offensive lineman type of player. Kind of reminds me of the Klein kid from Vinton Schellsburg that we saw on Friday. And we'll see how the third quarter kind of unravels here. This is crucial for South Tama. They have to remain focused. They have to keep the pace. And it'll be up to them to see how they can manage it.
Yeah, again, they've been distributing the ball very, very well tonight, keeping the key ball handlers under and not doing what they wanted to do, especially like South Tama girls didn't do that with Ava Mills, and they ended up losing. But they've been able to manage Sorensen, and it's been a back-and-forth game. South Tama doing a really good job at staying in this one.
South Tama will face Williamsburg tomorrow in conference action, and that'll be a home-away situation. So the girls hosting Williamsburg at the Roundhouse, and the boys traveling to Williamsburg for their contest. And you can find the boys' game on the Williamsburg Raiders YouTube, and the girls' game there'll be a live feed of that on the South Tama YouTube. So not on Trojan Country. We won't be live tomorrow night. We will be back on Friday with Clear Creek Amana and South Tama boys.
Already South Tama coming back out on the second half with their starters. Same can be said about Union, except that they have Sorensen and Cameron Mullen in.
Cade Rosenberger rattles one in and out to start. The Knights recover. Back into their half court. Anderson.
He's going to be double guarded. Over to Anderson. This is going to be a left-hand drive-in for Anderson. And no good on the attempt.
Tynisma pushing the pace up the right side. Floater. And he'll draw the foul, go to the line. So he draws a foul on Caden Sorensen. That's going to be his first, and now Tynisma's second. I guess his second trip to the line. Maybe.
I got him for this is
Just
his
the one.
first trip.
Okay.
Yep. The first one down for Tommy. And second is good. Gets a shooter's roll on that one. So now Sorensen will take this across the timeline, guarded by Rosenberger. He'll drive into the left-hand lane over to Cameron Mullen. He'll be double teamed in the corner. Rozier passes to Jackson. Over to now Mullen. Good passing game so far as Sorensen's going to drive into the lane between defenders and gets the point.
He's slippery. He just finds the seams and found daylight at the end of the lane there. Cam Sorensen for another bucket. Caden Sorensen, excuse me. We've got a Cam and a Cade.
Yeah. And there's the elevation from Bridgewater.
So Bridgewater getting active in the third quarter. Little post bucket.
Offensive tempo picking up for Union. Sorensen, he's going to work around Rosenberger. He'll drive
Screen
into the
from
lane.
Rozier. Open look for Jackson Anderson. Offensive foul.
Nice charge. That was picked up, but
Off the ball it was, I
Yeah.
think, too. And that's going to be foul number 2 on Caden Sorensen. So a little pressure, some fouls.
starting to extend this 10-point lead.
Good response here for South Tama. Kind of establishing themselves in the third. Weiss flying into the lane. Drops on the ground. No whistle. Misses on the shot, and the Knights recover. Anderson going into a double team. Another no call, and that's I like that the officials are kind of letting things roll here. Keeps the pace going.
I agree.
And it's seemed even on both sides.
It has been good calling. There's not a lot of no calling, but a good calling.
Good touch there by Emerson Bridgewater. He's just got that sense.
Yeah.
5 feet away from the rim, it's pretty hard to affect his shot.
So,
I think about how he's going to look in 3 years. You know, 2-3 years.
That's a team to work around.
You know, putting the rest of his game around, and he's going to get bigger and stronger, and should be fun to watch.
10 seconds now on the shot clock as Sorensen's going to work around.
There he is again.
Rosenberg,
Caden Sorensen, 5'10", and he's getting shots in the paint as the timeout is called.
Union will take their second. And I completely agree. And I understand now why they're working James Brandt in the guard, because he's going to move to that guard position because he's got that lower size.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you dish out to or throw the ball over to Emerson, you know, you're going to have like Kopsa and Brandt working those edges.
Yeah, Kopsa just kind of built a little better for the three. He's not as long, but he's just a little broader across the shoulders. Doesn't have the speed as Brandt does. And Brandt can still get active underneath the hoop, you know, from the guard position as fast as South Tama plays. And I think, just as Coach Harrison said on Friday, they're getting ready for the next iteration of what this team needs to be in the postseason. So I think they want to have their best team has Jeremy Dolash and Emerson Bridgewater on the court at the same time, and hopefully, you know, keeping them on the court as much as possible.
I agree. Get the minutes. The best way to learn is just playing. Tommy to Dolash.
Up the court, South Tama pushing the pace. Jeremy Dolash finishes off the transition bucket.
I also want to note Bridgewater is currently with his double-double. I don't know if that's his first ever.
No, he had one on Friday, actually, too.
So he's racking those up. Good for the freshman. Sorensen's going to get it.
Open look. Oh, just buries it.
Finds the bottom of the net.
That is a dangerous-looking three-point shot there by Caden Sorensen. But there's a nice-looking lead for South Tama. And let's play the clock here a little bit.
Yeah.
Be efficient.
Rosenberger, floor general, calling out the play. He'll work it right-hand side. He's guarded by Anderson. He's got Dolash if he wants it. Passes
Double
out.
team, back outside.
Shot clock now at 10. Weiss is going to drive in, tries to draw the
Gets
foul.
his defender in the air, but no call, and a good no call there. I don't think there was much contact. Scramble down on the other end of the court, stays with the Knights.
Good heads up play by Cade. You know, he was trying to pick that pocket, didn't corral it in.
Brandt checking in now. Let's see who he comes in for. So he will check in for Dolash.
Yep.
So he kind of adds the speed down low.
Nice.
Inbound pass, tipped loose. Tynisma with it in the fast break, takes the contact. The Tommy train going to the free throw line.
Did you know that man ran track?
I've heard that once or twice.
Once or twice, maybe. That definitely helps his situation here as he is going to go to the line.
2 shots for Tommy, and that's going to be foul number 1 on Cameron Mullen. Tynisma good on the first. 1 more for the senior. And it's good.
How about that? 100% for the line tonight for Tommy Tynisma. Sorensen out to Anderson. Back to Sorensen. He'll work Rosenberger on the left-hand side. Passes over to Mullen. He'll drive into the lane.
A whistle. And that's going to be number 4 on Tommy, I think.
I believe. Yep, that's his 4th. So Kopsa will come in for Tommy. And again, you know, Kopsa is kind of built a little bit like Tommy, but like you mentioned, he's
not quite as long.
Not quite as long and not quite as fast, but definitely the body in there when you need it. Weiss is going to go ahead and guard out Anderson. Kick out 3 now off the iron.
Off on the three-pointer, and South Tama collects the loose ball. Daniel Weiss almost loses the handle, gets it over to Kopsa in the corner.
Weiss will take it top of key. Back to Kopsa right-hand side. Throws in to Bridgewater.
Bridgewater almost lost it, but there's a foul. And
Mason Mullen called for the arm slap, and Union not liking that one.
Union thought they got all ball, or they got all ball on that one, but it'll be a foul against the Knights. Non-shooting foul, of course, and that's the first against Mason Mullen. The 4th, though, 4th team foul for the Knights. So the inbound pass gets tipped out by Rozier, and it'll be still with South Tama. Rosenberger, quick pass inside to Brandt. He finishes at the hoop from the right side.
Again,
Credit
excellent.
to Rosenberger on that, just being ready and getting a quick pass into James Brandt.
That was a heads-up play by Brandt.
It
Kind of
was,
lulled
too.
his defender to sleep there. And another tip from Rosenberger. Sorensen's going to drive in and going to get the no-shot foul.
Maybe a makeup call on the other end.
Maybe.
As Brandt called for a reach-in.
And Bridgewater.
So now Bridgewater comes out for Dolash. And that was Rosenberger getting called for the foul, not Brandt. So that's his second personal.
Three-ball from the
Three-pointer
corner.
for Sorensen, no good. It goes high off the board.
And a lot of fighting at the net.
And there's finally Rozier finishes it off for 2. His first points of the second half.
Yeah, good job also by Sorensen getting his own rebound from beyond the arc there. Brandt's going to go ahead, work out, passes out to Weiss. He'll drive into the lane, guarded by Jackson Anderson.
There's a block by Rozier, his specialty.
Absolutely.
Foul called
That's
against number, let's see here.
5.
Number
Weiss.
5, Daniel Weiss called for his second. So the fouls starting to rack up on both sides of the ball. Weiss's second personal, 3rd team foul for STC. Holden Shermer comes in now for Weiss, who goes to the bench. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. South Tama nursing a lead here.
Shermer's going to guard Mullen. Kick out back to Anderson. He'll drive into the lane and gets the foul. A shooting foul. Again, that was a good call there. He tried to elevate as Brandt had his hand in the handbasket there.
So it's going to be called, well, here we go. Okay.
Or?
It is a shooting foul.
Okay.
So Brandt will have his first personal.
And he's good for his first. So, good job for Anderson. He has, excuse me, shot up and
Good on both.
yes. Yeah, Anderson's able to get an assist on today. So,
Emerson Bridgewater comes back into the game for James Brandt. And South Tama moving the pieces around here with some foul trouble, but they've got the clock on their side. They got a 9-point lead. That's not enough with the three-point shooting
No.
of this Union team, though.
Sorensen gets hot. That can go away really quickly. Pass out to Dolash.
Really nice pass. The foul and the bucket for Jeremy Dolash.
And a good play there by Rosenberger. 4th assist of the night.
And that's going to be foul number 3, I believe, on Caden Sorensen. Yep, Sorensen picks up his 3rd. Critical sequence as Dolash makes the free throw, completes the three-point play, draws the 3rd foul on a key component of Union's offense. Sorensen forced to the bench, and now Sawyer Spence comes on, another sophomore in reserve. So both teams dealing with some foul issues.
Cameron Mullen's going to work. Dishes over to Anderson. 3 over to Mullen. He'll try and get the shot. And Bridgewater tried the effort. He should have just let that one go.
Right.
I think that was off of Mullen last time.
But South Tama had a pile of players around it. Stays with the Knights.
Yep.
Cade Rosenberger to the bench. Daniel Weiss back on for STC. And the officials are talking something over here. What are we doing? Maybe something about the scoreboard.
I really do appreciate, both teams have a lot of folks here.
Yeah, big crowds.
I like it.
And it always helps with the boys and the girls on the road at the same
Yeah.
time, playing the same night. It just really helps things out crowd-wise.
Rozier, Anderson, and now Mullen. He's going to work that inside. Anderson, kick out 3. Off the
Rattles
front
out. Bridgewater the rebound. 1 minute to go in the 3rd. Still an 12-point lead here for South Tama. Holden Shermer with the ball. An offensive foul call. I didn't even see that one. That was way off the ball.
Yeah, that was an off-the-ball call.
And Daniel Weiss reacted like it was him that committed the foul.
Yeah, but it's going to be Bridgewater.
Yeah, it's going to be against
called for it.
Bridgewater.
I didn't even see what Bridgewater
Interesting.
did there.
Just the first, though, for Emerson Bridgewater.
Doable. Both teams now shooting for the bonus. Less than a minute to play in the 3rd. Anderson, Rozier, Mullen. Working that right-hand side, guarded by Shermer. Cops is top of key, gets the screen by Rozier. Mullen over. Passes to a 3 ball now.
Three-pointer off the corner of the rim.
Yep.
Bridgewater's been handling that post position tonight.
Yeah.
South Tama has a open shot clock now. Under 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, you kind of want to work the offense about 10 seconds here. Maybe try and get a penetrative play. Cops is going to take it with less than 10. Weiss is going to call the play. 5 seconds now down to go. Gets the screen. Tries to get the charge. 3 ball for
Kopsa for
Kopsa.
3. It's good! At the buzzer. Caden Kopsa.
And South Tama's
Good
fired
on you,
up.
big fella. Caden Kopsa off the bench. And South Tama's feeling good going into the 4th quarter.
That's exactly what you want going into the 4th. And how about that? And not to mention, again, these referees have been not calling a lot today.
No.
And they haven't been calling a lot because there was definitely some shots over in offensively that they didn't call, the hands into there, but it is what it is.
We'd like to say thank you to our winter season sponsors this season. They include Birkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, Hardin's, SNS Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Appraisal and Realty Services, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark Wesson Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film. Thanks to all those folks for putting us on the road, putting us on the air.
The one note that I have, and the whole reason why South Tama's bench was quite alive at that, was the first made 3 for Kopsa.
Yeah, first career 3 for Caden Kopsa as a varsity player. And it comes at a critical juncture in a winnable game, and they're going into the 4th with a 15-point lead.
Sorensen's going to drive in, and he gets the end
Sorensen
one.
says he's not ready to quit this thing yet. And he'll go to the line after drawing the foul. We'll see who that's on. That's going to be the 3rd on Cade Rosenberger.
So Sorensen will get that one down. He's 100% for the charity stripe tonight. All right, here comes Bridgewater. He's going to try and dish
just
out.
out in front a little too much, trying to find Tynisma. Tynisma for the block, but Sorensen's right there, and he puts in a quick 2.
Takes it coast to coast. Here comes Tommy. He's guarded by Sorensen.
Tynisma just can't quite finish at the rim. Look to slow the game here, and South Tama's been wanting to run. 3-pointer by Anderson, off the mark. It goes out of bounds, and South Tama will recover now.
That was a heads-up play by Weiss, just boxing him out.
Yeah. And now the pressure set up for the Union defense. South Tama stops it up, gets it across half court. No look pass there to Bridgewater. Rosenberger swings it outside. Now South Tama applying the brakes a bit with a 10-point lead. But those 5 points came off just like that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just what Sorensen can do.
Yeah.
Big throw over to Rosenberger. He'll take a 3 with a hand in his face.
No good. Sorensen picks up the loose ball. Fast break. And Reed's called for a foul. As Sorensen will go to the line to try and make it a 3-point play. I didn't see the contact there, but the whistle went out nonetheless.
I didn't see it either, at least from my angle. And this one gets the shooters a bounce. Again, 4 for 4 on the night. So again, the lead is slowly closing. It's less than a double-digit lead now.
Yeah. Joe Lash catches it in the air, down low, kicks it out to Rosenberger for 3 in the corner. Cade Rosenberger, senior leadership right there.
Absolutely, good job, heads-up play. He was ready 100% of the time.
You like to see him willing to continue shooting. That was his first points of the night right there. And Sorensen continues his kind of torrid pace in this second half, trying to get his team back into the game. Tommy Tynisma from the right side.
And pace has picked up like it's the first quarter yet again. South Tama's bench getting loud as Anderson works inside. Misses the layup.
The rebound. Good close out there by Emerson Bridgewater. Trojans back in the half court. Joe Lash goes up, banks it in, right in the face of Logan Rozier.
Again, South Tama just with their ability to penetrate the paint extends this lead back to 12. 3 ball now for Anderson. Too strong on the effort. It gets a hand in the face for Bridgewater.
Bridgewater draws a foul. Really didn't draw one. I mean, it got a reach in there by Union, but it will be a foul on Mason Mullen.
Definitely a mistake. I wouldn't call it flagrant or by no means. It's just the way the ball was coming in and how Mullen was putting his hand. It just so happened to have Emerson Bridgewater's face in the way.
I'd like to say congrats to some of our Womack place winners from the boys wrestling team. They went up to Williamsburg last weekend, or this past weekend. And just quickly running down, Kayla Graff at 113 placed 5th. Amari Chavez at 126, the senior, placed first, was a champion at 126, defeating Independence's Tanner Wilson in the finals. Clayton Babinet placed 4th, finished losing his 3rd place match to Cameron Kramer from Independence. Mikhail Baer finished 3rd. Took a loss to a well-ranked, undefeated Jace Jaspers of Mount Vernon, but came back and won in his 3rd place match, defeating Jordan Schmidt of Solon, who's ranked above him and defeated him twice before this season. So really a nice job by Mikhail Baer there, and we're going to take a pause on this so we can get back into the action. We'll get our camera fixed up there.
Bridgewater's going to pass it over to Rosenberger. He'll take it right-hand side. Tommy's going to work the right-hand side. And Weiss is going to call the offense, guarded by Sorensen. Bridgewater, right elbow with the ball, slowing the pace. Brandt, he's going to be guarded by Cam Mullen. Bridgewater drives into the lane.
He'll be called for traveling.
So definitely, things to work on for Bridgewater, but still, nonetheless, been great tonight.
And he stayed available. He's not gotten into foul trouble. He's contributed, and his rebounding has been very good tonight.
I got him for 11, and I know I missed 2 or 3. So that's going to be a no shooting foul.
A whistle and a foul. Who is it on, though?
That's the big question here, as it's going to be Brandt's 2nd.
James Brandt, 2nd personal. 3rd team foul for the Trojans.
And you got to be mindful of that. Anderson's going to drive in from the right-hand side. Spin move. And gets the and one.
South Tama comes away with two team fouls on 1 trip down the court. Jackson Anderson will go to the line. That's going to be the 4th personal against Cade Rosenberger. Anderson is good, so he makes the 3-point play. And Union really hanging around here. They've done a good job to stay aggressive, stay focused.
Wow, what a block by Rozier. Again, his bread and butter.
South Tama wanted a foul call on that one, but nothing happening.
Cam Mullen's going to work the right-hand side. Now to Mason Mullen. Charge called.
Mason Mullen called for a charge. Working against James Brandt down low.
And that is
neither side happy with these officials tonight.
Yeah.
Right? It's been a...
It's no calls, all calls.
Yeah.
It's hard to say they're calling efficiently. Oh, and with this
inbound pass tipped around, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover, South Tama.
So full pressure coming from Union. It's starting to get at South Tama, starting to wear them down.
4.5 minutes. Union has the advantage of being at home here tonight, but we haven't heard a lot of noise from this Union crowd either.
Wow, 2 hands in the face.
Wow.
Able to elevate for Jackson.
Jackson Anderson gets the bucket. Timeout called. South Tama wants to talk things over as Union Community has really pushed their way back into this game. They've been tenacious, and South Tama's got a game on their hands here.
Yeah, the full pressure has kind of been a critical point here for Union. Of course, Sorensen is able to pick up points like that. In that quick, less than 15-second span, able to pick up 5 points. And it's just been great for him tonight.
Yeah, South Tama is still a 3-possession game, 4 minutes on the clock. You gotta get the most out of every possession that you can, and not be. You got to play efficient and be mindful of the clock.
Yeah, 7 points is the difference. So 3 possessions really you're looking at the difference, and any one of them can come from anybody. Bridgewater elevates, gets it across the timeline. That's tipped up.
Just tipped away by the Union defense. I think that was Rozier maybe on the...
Yeah, he got the hand, but Sorensen was able to pick it up.
And a carry is called underneath. I didn't catch who that was for Union.
I was making my notes.
But that's going to be a turnover. So 2 straight turnovers for South Tama and for Union, and it's back to the South Tama half court now.
Cam's playing aggressive. Oh no, he traveled. He didn't even pick up this, and he got
Cade
teed.
Rosenberger gets teed up.
What
So
a turn of events.
So Rosenberger fouls out and gets a technical in one kind of exchange. James Brandt will check in, but they're going to make sure they get his number first. And
Yeah, so Cade Rosenberger, the dramatics tonight has been definitely one.
been at a high point for sure.
Yes.
Cam Mullen will be shooting the free throws here for Union, and he misses the first. South Tama's done a nice job of. We got the girls team here kind of filling in for a student section, but students also some non-basketball players making some noise.
Shortens the lead down now to 6. And because of Rosenberger's,
It stays with Union.
so Sorensen will take this across the line. Anderson's going to draw left to right. Sorensen, he'll take a 3-ball.
In and out. Bridgewater gathers it in. The Trojans marching up the court. Daniel Weiss kind of quarterbacking at the point guard position with Cade Rosenberger on the bench.
Yeah, you
Fouled out a moment ago.
You just got to work it the best you can. Wind down the clock. If that's passing and not, driving into the paint for like the next 10 seconds, that's fine.
Yeah.
Weiss is going to go ahead and drive in, and that's going to be a push.
Foul called against Union, and that will be the third on Logan Rozier. So he kind of stayed quiet after his first 2, but he picks up his third here. Trojans ball under the hoop. Brandt called for traveling.
These referees have been not calling consistent tonight.
Yeah, they've gotten themselves into this game.
Yes.
Here's Caden Sorensen,
Mullen
number 10 with the red shoes with the ball into the lane.
will drive, dishes out to Mason Mullen. He'll elevate.
Mason Mullen for 2, his first points of the second half, and they come at an important point, a 4-point game.
Every possession matters from here on out.
And here's the Union crowd making some noise now. And South Tama still with the lead.
So Tommy's going to work at top of key, guarded by Sorensen. Sorensen is zoned in right now.
Tynisma still with 4 fouls. He's got to be careful. Weiss with 3. They go inside to Dolash. Big points there from the senior. Jeremy Dolash pushes it back to 6. And South Tama with one of their captains on the bench, keeping pace.
Top of key goes Anderson. He's going to be double teamed. Tries to go up for the layup, and Tommy's going to get this one down.
Off balance shot there by Anderson, and South Tama will get another possession here.
Shouldn't they have? Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the score zone. Okay, we're good.
Almost stripped away. Loose ball picked up by Bridgewater. It's got a mismatch here. Bridgewater sees it, goes down low for 2. Emerson Bridgewater.
He's just a freshman, as a lot of people would chant if we were at home right now. And one opportunity comes for Jackson
Anderson. He's really having a nice second half. He gets a bucket and the foul. Who is that against?
That was James Brandt.
James Brandt's 3rd. So 5 team fouls now for South Tama. So fouls, shots the rest of the way for the rest of the minute 34 seconds that are on the clock.
57% shooting from the line tonight.
Anderson's shot, no good. Little contact there with Weiss and Anderson, but it goes to Weiss in the half court.
Oh, this
Stripped
is picked
by Anderson. Don't do it, Daniel. Oh.
That's his fourth. Yeah, you can't reach in. Just let him have the 2 at that point. And now you're going to create a 3-play situation, narrowing it down to 4.
Caden Kopsa will check in for James Brandt. And it's Jackson Anderson again. It was Sorensen in the 3rd, Anderson here in the 4th. With another and 1.
With 1:17 left.
It's a 1-possession game.
Oh.
And South Tama has kept things dramatic on a Monday night. Gosh, it's only Monday.
Oh, don't remind me. I have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Next up for Union Community, they will have Wapsie Valley on Thursday. They travel to Wapsie Valley for a doubleheader up there. And then on Friday, they host Appleton Parkersburg. On Monday, the team is at Gladbrook Rhinebeck. And on Thursday, the boys travel to Hudson. So busy couple of weeks as the boys' season winding to a close. South Tama, meanwhile, has Williamsburg on the road tomorrow. Clear Creek Amana at home on Friday. And then the Coaches versus Cancer game with Meskwaki Settlement School will be on Monday, the 5th.
Full pressure now coming from Union here as Tanisma will inbound. Weiss quick over, and that's going to be a quick foul for Sorensen. That's going to be his 4th.
So, yeah, Sorensen picks up foul number 4.
Oh, my goodness. And if the scoreboard's right, Sorensen with 27 points.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. So Weiss able to get this one in. He's guarded by Anderson. Tanisma, he's going to be guarded by Cam. And he'll get the foul.
Cam Mullen, I think just his 2nd personal, but now 5 team fouls, and that puts Tommy Tynisma at the line. So South Tama getting some free shots late with the 1:09 to go.
That's tough.
Tynisma misses on the 1st.
And at that point, he was shooting 4 for 4. Now 4 for 5. And gets it.
Good on the 2nd one.
Finds the bottom of the net. 4 points are the difference. Sorensen's been lights out from the 3 tonight. Cam is going to take it over to Sorensen.
Weiss, the screen by Rozier. He's open. Traveling. No, it was Mason Mullen called for traveling.
And he had an open look, too. I just don't know if he wasn't comfortable shooting.
Yeah, I don't think he's a three-point shooter. Yeah. Under a minute now. 4-point game. And, man, how critical was that free throw by Tynisma just a moment ago. Tynisma tangled up with Anderson. Jump ball. South Tama with the ball, so it stays with the Trojans.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
I know, the dramatics definitely coming in. 4 points, the deficit currently for Union. He's got to throw the ball
looking in, gets it to Bridgewater. Pressure for the Knights, and a steal by Anderson. 47 seconds on the clock. Anderson goes to the rim, and he converts for 2. Tynisma knew he couldn't get that foul and had to kind of put the brakes on. Timeout. South Tama's going to make sure they can get this next possession in with a 2-point lead.
Yeah.
Anybody's ball game here.
Absolutely, and that's the biggest thing, too, is that a good thing he didn't foul. They at least have to make a basket for Union. I mean, they could clutch it with a 3, but 37 seconds left. It's very doable for either team at this point, and both crowds have been into it tonight. They have definitely teetered with some of the calls from the refs, but, you know, they're still in it nonetheless, and I really enjoy it.
Into it like QuickBooks. I like it. A little accounting humor.
Yeah,
for the
thank you. Thank you. And I was about to do a spit take. I was drinking my water.
And South Tama has a good quality game, some good experience here. Playing against an evenly matched, tough team, an experienced team. There's seniors on this team. This is not somebody that, you know, they're punching above their weight. And as we get into the postseason, regardless of how this goes, this is valuable experience for this Trojans team.
All right, so Anderson's going to go ahead and get the quick foul. Less than a second went off the clock. And that is going to bring Daniel Weiss to the
Daniel
line.
Weiss up to the line.
Weiss is currently shooting 53% from the line.
Weiss banks it in. Hey, use that backboard.
They do, and it helps. You know, Banks open on
Banks
a Monday?
open. Yep.
Wow.
One more for Weiss. In the backcourt here, we've got Bridgewater, Dolash, Kopsa with Rosenberger on the bench, having fouled out a couple of minutes ago, and Tommy Tynisma with 4 fouls. Weiss good on both.
Clutch for Daniel Weiss. Extends the lead now to 4. 35 seconds now on the clock. Less than a second on the shot clock. Elevates, goes Sorensen. Quick 2.
That was Anderson on the bucket, and gosh, he has been all over things in this fourth quarter. Kopsa saves it. Got a whistle.
Timeout. Weiss wanted the timeout. They still have how many to give? 3. They still have 3 timeouts to give.
So plenty of timeouts.
Definitely.
And Union still with 1. So that's available. And no, two more. So they had 3. They got 2 more left.
Yep, they got 2 more.
And Union with 1. But they have the ball here. 20 seconds on the clock. A 3-pointer can win it for Union. So they gotta get points. They gotta protect.
Absolutely. That's the biggest thing too. As we see Spence now checking in, going to try and look for a little quicker action. Maybe try to steal the ball away for a quick 2. Tie it up with 20.1.
Yeah, it's going to be all kinds of pressure here from Union in this half court. They foul Emerson Bridgewater, and he'll go to the line after just a second or 2, or just 1 second comes off the clock.
Yeah, you just kind of got to get it where you want. And this is going to be big for the young freshman.
And they can still call a timeout and kind of slow things down if Union comes back and scores.
This is the first visit tonight for Bridgewater.
Wow.
Good.
Nothing but net for the freshman.
How about that? It's going to be exciting watching him.
Yeah, and putting his shooting game together. If he can develop a jump shot, that's really going to be fun to watch. Just misses on the second one.
16 seconds, shot clock's off. Anderson takes it across the timeline. Cam Sorensen. Anderson, left-hand side. He
with
elevates.
a hand in his face, comes off the front of the rim. Kopsa the rebound. Caden Kopsa recovers and will go to the line. He had a buzzer beater at halftime. Let's see if he can get a free throw here to help ice this thing late in the fourth.
And
4 seconds on the clock.
Every shot matters.
Kopsa misses on the first. Still a 1-possession game, so this is critical. Can he get this last free throw, make it a 2-possession game?
This is to put it away.
Kopsa misses, goes in and fouls. And that was heads-up play right there because he knew they needed 3. He quick fouled, and that should force Rozier to the line on the other end for Union.
Yeah, that's high IQ basketball right there. Sending them to the line, get the ball in our hands, force them to shoot the 2.
Yeah. 3.8 seconds on the clock. And South Tama, Union has battled their way back. I wouldn't say that South Tama has let this game fall out of their hands.
Absolutely
I think
not.
it's Union that has been pushing things and, willing their way back into the game.
100%. There was a point in time there in the third quarter where Sorensen was taking it right to the hoop. Anderson was able to work a lot in that floater range. And, of course, Rozier has 3 critical blocks.
So now Union will go to the line. On the court for South Tama, Tynisma, Dolash, Weiss, Bridgewater, and Kopsa. Will we have somebody at the line? Maybe it was a time. It wasn't a foul. It was a timeout.
No,
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so,
the last timeout was taken for Union.
Very good. Okay. So missed that one there, but it'll be Union's ball on the far end of the court. Weiss guarding Sorensen. And that'll do it. South Tama comes away with a win on the road. The Trojans advance to 5-9 on the season against the Union Knights.
Dramatics as it be. South Tama with a clutch win. Good job, boys. With that, they already turned off the lights.
Union wants to get out of here. Forget about it. But South Tama building themselves towards the postseason as they get a win on the road. In non-conference, going to set up their week. They've got a tough game tomorrow against Williamsburg. They're a ranked team, got all kinds of firepower. And then they have a rematch with Clear Creek Amana, a team that they took to within single digits on the road in December. They get a chance to play them at their home court on Friday, so that should be fun. And this is right where South Tama wants to be, trying to build things in their season.
Yeah, absolutely. But hats off to Union. They played a very tough game. In that fourth quarter alone, they outscored us by over double. 28 points in that fourth quarter and 15 coming from South Tama. And again, you know, Union, who they go on the road on Thursday against Wapsie. That's going to be a good matchup. So looking forward, you know, tough loss for the Knights. Of course, the girls are able to walk away with a win. It's exciting. So we're going to go ahead and get some scores looked up here. So we'll be back with scores and points and stats.
When you wake up in the evening, and I've left an empty space, will you remember how you're feeling? 'Cause I felt like that for days. And if you ever get the feeling you're gonna fade away, I could be there behind you to pick the pieces up too late. I don't need you now, I'm alone. I can feel my life go by in slow motion. I need to know if you're afraid or feeling blue. But when you start to fall for someone new, I need to know.
All right, welcome back. Darvin Graham and Hunter White with you here in a post-game report. South Tama boys winning on the road against Union Community. The looking first for the Trojans. Well, let's take a look here. Scoring stats first for the Knights. They were led by two standout offensive performances. Caden Sorensen got it done in both quarters. He finishes with 29 points. I might even have that wrong. He might have 30 or 31. But Sorensen led in both quarters. He had 12 in the first quarter and came back and doubled that, if not more, in the second quarter and was all over the place. Jackson Anderson finished with 19. Most of that, almost all of that, came in the second half, but he was just electric in the fourth quarter. But that was really it. From there on, it dropped off precipitously. Mason Mullen finished with 6. Logan Rozier finished with 4. And Cameron Mullen with 1 is all we had for the Knights.
Looking at the stats for the Knights, again, it's been Rozier defensively. He has 4 blocks. Mason Mullen able to get a block, a steal, and 2 assists, and 2 defensive rebounds. And Sorensen, he made all 4 of his free throws, got an offensive rebound, and 2 steals. Tonight, the Union Knights were shooting 61% from the line.
And then for your STC Trojans, really several players getting involved in the scoring attack. 3 different Trojans in double figures. Daniel Weiss had a really nice first half of play. He had 10 in total, 8 of those coming in the first half. Emerson Bridgewater finished with 13 total, a double-double for him as his rebounds were above 10 as well. Jeremy Dolash comes alive in the second half, finishes with 15 points, stuck with it, stayed out of foul trouble, and was just an anchor in the post for South Tama. Tommy Tynisma got into foul trouble, but made some free throws in the second half. He finishes with 9 points, and each of those 9 points were critical for South Tama. And Tommy Tynisma, another nice game for STC. James Brandt scores above his average. He's got 7. Caden Kopsa hits a buzzer beater 3 and plays critical defensive minutes in relief of Tynisma, who was on the bench. Cade Rosenberger had a 3 in the second half and then ended up fouling out with a technical at the end there. So kind of a tough night for Rosenberger, but he kind of leads the way and kind of keeps things moving in the first half for STC.
Even on the bench, Rosenberger did a great job commanding this offense, and same with Weiss. He had a couple calls as he was playing point guard there as well. Rosenberger will finish the night with 1 offensive rebound and 4 assists. Tynisma will have 3 assists, both of them coming critically in each quarter pretty much that he played in its entirety. Weiss will walk away with an assist, 3 defensive rebounds, and 4 for 5 on the night. And, of course, again, the freshman, Emerson Bridgewater, 16 rebounds tonight, 13 coming from defensively. Offensively, he has 3. He also made 50% of his free throws, shooting 1 for 2 on the night. Dolash, who has been good, he made his 1 free throw of the night. And, of course, Kopsa had 2 defensive rebounds as well.
Really nice night of basketball here for South Tama. They had to battle throughout all 4 quarters. They kept their lead, though. I mean, credit to the Trojans. They didn't let Union surpass them really at any point in this game. They took the lead and kept it, even though it got to within a 1-possession game, and they come down and finish things off. So they're learning how to win. They're learning how to finish things out in the second half, and it will be fun to watch how things unfold for STC boys in the second half of this season. I'd like to say thank you again to our sponsors: Berkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, Hardin's, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Appraisal and Realty Services, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film. South Tama will be in action, like I said, on Tuesday on the road. The boys will be on the road. The girls will be home. It'll be flipped around on Friday. The girls will be on the road at Tiffin to take on Clear Creek Amana, and the boys will be at home to take on the Clippers at the Roundhouse. And then on Monday, it'll be a doubleheader at home against Meskwaki Settlement. Any final thoughts before we sign off here from Union, Hunter?
Yeah, great win tonight for our boys. Everyone played, kept their head in the game all 4 quarters. Shout out to Bridgewater, who gets another double-double tonight. Same thing with Tynisma and all the guys. They played very good ball. I'm excited for this team. I'm excited for Clear Creek Amana. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, have a great evening, Trojan fans. Good night and go Trojans.